Okie dokie.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Nebulous Collection.
Bullshit are us.
Yeah, that. I am joined today by the lovely Akintarian.
Hello.
Eldritch Zoe. That's it. That's the one.
Is it? Is it really?
No.
I was aware. I spent 2 hours playing Killing Floor before this, and I got 2 of the rarest achievements I have now. This is not relevant to anything.
It's not.
No, it's
but
not.
I appreciate
We
it.
love you anyway.
And of course, by the lovely Yi.
Yep.
Go follow
I'm
them
here.
on go follow them on the Twitch and the
go
Twitter
find
and
me on
wherever the hell
Cacklecraft,
else.
you.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I didn't tweet. Shit.
It's fine.
I've tweeted now. It's
Yay! Tweeting.
Woo!
Networking.
useful.
My favorite thing. Nose grows 5 feet.
I almost have 100 followers on Twitter. Finally, after years.
Jesus.
Networking. I joined in 2009.
Oh damn!
Oh
I
my
joined
God.
I joined Twitter like this fucking year because I was bored. And I wanted to, and then I made it Twitter After Dark because I realized horny Twitter is best Twitter. I was like, ooh, porn on Twitter. Yes, please. This is fine.
How the fuck? Why did he do that? How does
Wait.
fucking string theory? God damn it.
What?
Fine.
String
just
theory
doubting.
doesn't. It was
Yeah.
recently disproven.
No, I know. I'm
Wait,
fucking sorry. Not
Finally.
Not mathematics.
What's up?
Like.
Yeah, I'm pretty
anyway.
sure they just recently disproved string theory, which, good, finally. It's time that
Yeah,
fucking
no.
cult came to an end.
Bun has been pleased about that for a hot minute.
I imagine Bun has a deep and vitriolic hatred for Bryce Boltzmann and string theory.
It's pretty
right.
profound.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I
right.
genuinely do not know, like, string theory from a hole in the fucking ground. All I know for certain is that there is a sort of math that does govern, like, the way knots form. Like, if you've ever had the circumstance of putting, yes, make your own free jokes, but if you've ever had the circumstance of, like, putting your headphones in
Oh,
your
yeah, no.
pocket and you pull them
Oh, shit,
out
that's-
and it's like, what the fuck is that?
It
Why,
is
how
a-
did it tie itself?
It is a literal, I think it's like statistically anomalous for 2 pieces of like string to not entangle themselves.
Yeah, it's
That's
weird,
just a
and there
thing.
is and there's a specific math that governs how things like
Oh, yeah.
work themselves into that. But I don't remember what it's called.
That's
I
okay.
do know that Hideo Kojima is into it because it crops up in fucking Death Stranding.
Of course it does.
Jeez.
Kojima, like, I'm happy
Hideo
Kojima
Kojima.
got to make the game he always wanted to. I'm not sure
What
who
I'm-
that's for.
What I'm gathering is that Hideo Kojima is into knotting.
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
Probably by
Probably.
Mads Mikkelsen.
I mean,
Like-
same
Don't summon it.
though.
Please don't summon this Omegaverse porn into the world, Ian.
Hey, listen, I'm a fanable. Do you know how much Omegaverse porn exists for Will and Hannibal? It's a lot.
Sure, that's hard.
Just thirsting over Mads Mikkelsen. Welcome, Savage 96er.
Here's the
Oh
thing.
shit, it's Steve.
I've been thirsting
Hello,
over Mads
Zane.
Mikkelsen since I saw him in fucking Casino Royale. The
I've been
rest of
thirsting over
y'all
Mads
who have-
Mikkelsen until I saw the instant I saw that picture of him in bondage.
Like,
Ooh.
I remember being all kinds of into him from the minute I fucking saw him in Casino Royale. Everyone's like, ew, he's gross. Why don't you like Daniel Craig? And I'm like,
Wait, what?
hello?
I never saw
Lie.
Casino Royale.
Hey,
Yeah, no, he's the bad guy.
Yeah, so.
Daniel Craig looks like he's made of meat.
Just a couple of steaks clacking together. Anyway, I believe we have a game
Like,
to play
not in a,
here.
not
Yeah, we
necessarily in
do.
a bad way, but he does.
Anyway.
I had
Technically,
something to
we are
say
all made of
like
meat.
an hour ago, and then we set up.
Meat is me. Anyway,
There was something before the knotting jokes. Oh,
we're here to
Moving
do an
right
RP, if that helps.
we were doing. Oh, we're on a
Knotting
tabletop
optional.
stream. That's what we're doing.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh my god, you son of... Why are you like this?
I'm presuming this is aimed at knots and not me, but
Yes, it is.
yes, thank. Just to be clear, because the stream doesn't know about the knotting.
Well, they do
necessarily.
now.
Yeah, they do now.
They know about the knotting now.
Oh yeah,
My brain.
so much
Oh, yeah.
nodding. Anyway,
Yeah,
we are here to play a role play. Oh, I can't do like a videos game. Role playings game? That doesn't work. Ah, whatever.
We're here to do an
role-playing
RPs.
games.
There, roles playing game. Perfect.
Not seeing.
Right. So,
My brain is. I should say for the record, I'm really broken today. My brain is full of fog. If I say
excellent.
stupider things than usual, it's canon.
We will all love you for it anyway.
Perfect. This is everyone. This is the secret to good acting. Just exhaust your actors and have them play like just a really out of touch, slightly unhinged character. It'll
That's how
work
the Blair
every
Witch was
time.
made.
Exactly. And for a quick, and after this is over, Zoe goes back in the cage for another week. We let her out to play
Yay.
more Dreadfuss. It's perfect. Works every time.
I like my cage. There's food and there's computer in there.
Exactly.
Like you do.
It's a very comfy cage. Anyway. AK, you're running today's show.
Indeed.
Maybe debating whether that was a good idea right about now.
Yep.
This may
It
be
was.
a two-parter.
We
Yeah.
love you anyway.
It's very valid. It's fine.
We'll be
Keeping
going
this-
till around between 6 and 6:30, depending on people's availability.
Mhm.
Ye-
So we will sort of play it by ear here. I'd rather stretch it out rather than try to compress things into
Valid.
a brief time frame here. So we'll kind of just, well,
Make it
I've
work.
repeated myself a couple times now, but
You're good.
anyway, last week the collectors ventured into another world, a sort of purgatory, a hell of their own creation, and met death itself, capital D. And this week they will be going to a TGI Fridays.
Finally.
Oh,
Oh boy.
Finally.
Significant glances at Dreadfest say,
Yep.
oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
What's a TGI Fridays?
guess we're gonna
You're
find
about
out.
to find out.
So
Okay.
it is about, give or take, 3 or 4 weeks after our prior adventure.
Oh damn.
Everyone kind of needed a bit of time to unpack some things.
Recover
Yes.
from trauma.
Oh yes.
Yeah, there's not exactly a time frame for when or how trauma
Mm.
gets processed.
Yep.
That's probably not enough time, but it's enough time to kind of distract
Close
yourselves.
enough. Havelock has. Oh yes. In the intervening weeks, Havelock has developed a new trick.
Oh, do tell.
Which may become. Havelock hasn't learned how to summon Shoggoths. Like small
okay,
one,
okay.
small ones.
Like
Four.
pocket-sized or dog-sized?
I think dog size is probably the biggest they'll be for now.
Valid.
Yeah,
But
Yersinia.
they do have a little
Continue.
pocket-sized one that they just keep around, and it is just a little. It looks kind of like one of those Marlboro things from like Final Fantasy Tactics, except it's
Just
still
a
has
lot
like
of teeth and tentacles.
just a lot of teeth and tentacles, except it has like one big eye instead of a bunch of eyes on stems, and it's very cute. And it just kind of lives on
Lovely.
Havelock's shoulder now.
Yeah, Yersinia and Mithraia have more or less perfected their "welp, we have to share a body now" thing,
Mhm.
where they can now both have a physical form, like an actual like flesh form, at any given point.
Mhm.
But they've also learned the fine art of basically shoving the body onto the other person so they can get up to whatever hijinks their particular death format is, which
Yep.
basically means that Yersinia keeps dumping the body onto Mithraia so she can ghost her way through the collection,
Yup.
including doing things like coming headfirst up through Havelock's table because it was funny.
It's a combination of Freaky Friday and Groundhog Day forever.
I can't. How would Havelock react to that? If they genuinely weren't expecting it, they might startle.
They probably, like, here's the thing. You probably are aware by this point that this is something that Mithrai can do and will do.
Yeah, like, that's the other thing, is, like, the first time it happened, Havelock might have actually shot at one of them.
Yeah.
The second or third time it happens, Havelock will continue their meal unperturbed.
Yeah, no, and it's not like Mithrai, or it's not like Yersinia is doing this specific, I mean, the first time she probably did it more or less by accident.
And then
Probably the
realized that
second
it's
time
funny.
was to be a dick.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. So yeah, that's what
about the
Havelock's been
doctor?
working on.
How have they been handling the last few weeks?
Dreadfessay, how have you
Sorry,
been doing?
pardon, I didn't hear. Dang it. Sorry. Dreadfessay is
Not yet, you're not.
still procrastinating everything.
Ah,
I feel like the thematic thing to do
crush
is that
the feeling down. Crush
rather
it
than-
down.
rather going to the readily available therapy, which she's been recommended multiple times throughout, basically every time she bumps into someone, they remind her, and she's like, I'll do it later. She has instead been trying to work out, because I think it's funny for the theme of this one, what a TGI Fridays is.
Oh boy.
I don't think she's been
her
successful,
answer.
but I think that fits this episode. This
Until
story the best.
now.
That she's trying desperately to work out what it is.
It's very funny. All I can think of is Dr. Boros from fucking Old World Blues now. Crush this feeling down. Crush it down. Force it back into the loop. I'm just like, oh, yeah, that's it.
The delightful comfort of the loops.
Yep.
Brother, may I have them?
Brother, may I have
Speaking
some
of
wheeze?
meals,
Ooh.
one evening, as you make your way down to the cafeteria,
Mm-hmm.
the curator stops you upon entrance.
May I have a moment of your time?
Also, I did just realize I forgot to mention that Mulligan and Eudora are not around lately. They are on Sabwack Batical.
They're on a
God
what?
damn it.
They're on Sabwack Batical.
Sad whack radical. God damn it.
So I will not be having conversations with myself and Dr. Whackbat today
Clever.
because nobody needs that.
Fair.
But the curator stops you upon entrance to cafeteria and says, excuse me, if I may have a moment of your time. Alternate dinner reservations have been made on your behalf.
Oh my god.
Yes. I forgot you played this DLC. Yes.
I did.
You know how to do this.
You see, it seems that the collection has an old friend who would love to have you for dinner.
If
Havelock
Guy Fieri
looks
pops out of a wall, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Havelock looks both intrigued and nervous is the wrong word. Scaroused.
So
No need to worry. I do not believe her plans for you are untoward.
I was going to
But
say,
it would be poor manners to refuse.
Of course.
Also, by the way, presumptively, Yersinia and Mithraia are both here, and at the phrase dinner, Mithraia is really into that. She's been very fond of food and alcohol. In fact, she may have spent a good bit of, like, the first couple of days monstrously overfull and probably hungover.
Yup. That's extremely
It's a
fair.
good way to be.
It is.
Dreadfessay, I'm sorry, I believe you were starting to say something.
oh no, I was just, no, it's just
Okay.
wording, you know, it's the last
worries.
time somebody said they were going to have me for dinner
Ooh.
with that specific wording.
Bad memories. Bad
We
memories.
were the dinner, I think.
Been a while since I've been eaten.
The curator then nods and leans over to a blank stretch of wall and raps his knuckles against it. Says,
Mm.
Jane, they'll be seeing you now. And a little portal sort of just opens up on the wall.
Ooh.
There's a pleasant smell of fried food and warm light that comes from beyond that.
Yes.
That comes out of Mithraia.
All right, and through the portal we go.
I think, unfortunately, I need to know what Dreyfus was going to have for dinner before I can tell
Ooh.
whether she's excited.
I
about this or
suppose-
not.
I suppose, I mean, especially if it's just a dinner,
Yeah.
I'd suppose that, Nibirius would also be there.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So you step through the portal, and the other side is what appears to be a very small, intimate sort of dining hall. There are dozens of rows of booths and tables, and low, comfortable mood lighting. The place appears to be almost entirely abandoned, but you can hear the sound of regular hubbub and conversation, clinking glasses, things like that. The walls are lined with photographs of people you don't recognize and names that mean nothing to you. Marilyn Monroe, James Dean, Jeff Goldblum. The front half of a motorcycle is mounted on the wall like a hunting trophy. There are square metal signs that say things like stop and one way and things like that.
What? What
And
is all of this?
a middle-aged woman in a very nice uniform comes up to you and says, "Welcome to TGI Fridays. Do you have a reservation?"
And Havelock just immediately looks at
Dreadfuss.
Dreadfuss.
I'm just picturing all of our heads like doing a really slow
turn. Yup. Like all of us at once.
What did you do, Dreadfuss?
So Dreadfuss is sort of... She's not necessarily been in a TGI Fridays that she remembers.
She remembers.
But she remembers.
My favorite is the motorcycle.
It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu. Like, she's not necessarily been in, like, this... but it's all weirdly familiar, and the name is like, that's the thing I've been looking into, and
A little bit
Right,
disorienting, I
right.
imagine.
Righto then. Yes, I believe we do have a reservation.
The woman looks down at her list and says, yes, I see Jane has 3 guests. Very well. And she leads you down the row of booths towards the only occupied booth that you can see. And sitting in this booth is another middle-aged woman. She's very nicely dressed in a plain black business suit, pink tie, big dark sunglasses. She has long blonde hair and sort of looks very kind of mousy and plain. She looks like a well-to-do middle-aged businesswoman.
Perfect.
And she gestures politely at the booth before her. Says, you must have been sent by the collection. Please join me. You must be starving.
I could eat, yes. And Havelock sits down with Nibirius.
As Havelock says that, Yersinia just looks at him a little bit like, be civil.
And like Havelock does just turn back with a look of like, you've seen that image that Magi made of Havelock.
Oh yeah.
Just that I am the peak of civility.
Dreadfuss is dissociating in the corner.
Oh no.
Actually, no, I'm picturing Nibirius like kind of gently picking up Dreadfuss, folding her into an appropriate sitting position and just kind of wedging her into the booth.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Nibirius is just Nibirius just understands that when Dreadfussé is around, he kind of has to play dad.
Yep.
You sort of wedge yourselves into the booth, although it doesn't look like there would be enough space for all of you to fit in. The booth seems to reshape itself to accommodate, given your disparate sizes and bulks and masses and things like that. And there are menus placed before you. The woman across from you has a basket of breadsticks and what looks like a pink lemonade. She says, "Please help yourself. It'll all be on my tab."
Oh, all
Oh,
right.
no.
Well,
I presume there are menus that we can look at.
Yes, they are laminated, and they seem to generate more pages as you flip through them.
Yes, yeah, no.
Having said
Mithraea
that, you have
has
not
one.
found anything that is not either deep fried or swimming in gravy.
yes, perfect.
Yeah, no. Mithraea is reading this like a pinup. She's got it like opened with all the bits unfolding down in front
Sideways,
of
a
her.
little trail
Oh, yeah.
of drool from one
Oh,
corner of the mouth.
she's having a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Dreadfuss's eyes.
Hang on one
Trying to
second, guys.
snap
I gotta
herself out
check
of it.
something.
Take your time.
Should I keep
Ooh.
going or should we?
I will mention, to clarify, the drinks and cocktails are not swimming in gravy.
I would
They
hope
could be.
so.
Although those are options.
Those
You
are
have
options
those.
available.
But yeah, if it's okay, if it's okay to continue. I don't know if it is or not. Please stop me if I'm. But Dreadfussé opens the menu, sort of half there, half not, and her eyes are drawn to a particular item on the menu: the unlimited sides, the unlimited mozzarella sticks.
Yeah.
Bottomless, you could even say.
Bottomless. You can just keep eating the mozzarella sticks
Perfect.
forever.
Forever. That's valid.
Dreadfussé does not know what a mozzarella stick is, but it calls to her.
Yep. Havelock is looking at this and is like, just wants like classic Fridays combo, just a lot of that, and also like just appetizer samplers. And I haven't opened a TGI Fridays menu on my computer, and I'm currently looking through it at all.
You're definitely not, I'm sure.
Nope, definitely not.
You know, your Cinia is going to get what she considers to be safest, which is the chicken fingers.
Yep.
Smart.
This is definitely not my favorite thing at a TGI Fridays. Definitely not.
Also, it's Havelock, so... Ooh. Whiskey glazed flat iron steak? Sure.
Oh my god.
That sounds good. That sounds like something Havelock would like.
So you all put in your orders with the waitress.
Are there like weird signature cocktails? I need to know.
Their cocktails.
Yes, there are.
TGI Fridays was sort of designed as like a sort of mid-range bar that's neither like a dive nor like a fancy bar. I don't know.
Ooh.
So,
And orders a Canyon Road Cabernet.
That's actually pretty good wine.
Because in the
Mithraea
UK, they're
gets
kind of like this, right?
Everything.
just one of
In
everything.
the UK, TGI Fridays are kind
Just
of like,
about.
Ooh.
What was that?
in the UK, TGI Fridays are kind of like a they're more of an American themed restaurant, or they were back in the day before a lot of people did that. So so they're actually, I think, less like that in other countries.
Yeah.
They're a weird little hybrid.
They're very weird.
It's been a long time since I've been to one.
They're
And
very,
an
very
ultimate
strange.
Long Island. Yes. Long Island
I'll
iced
have to,
teas
I'll
are
have
fun.
to tell you about the Long Island iced tea that I got once at a bar that looked like a strawberry milkshake. I don't
Oh
know if you've
god.
ever seen a Long Island iced tea, but they're not supposed to look like that.
No, I've had plenty of Long Islands. They're good, but like, oh my god, that's horrible.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain they didn't know what that was.
Oh no.
Anyway, you place your orders, food orders, drink orders. Waitress takes that all down and says, "All right, I'll be right back with that."
Yep.
And sort of just seems to poof out of existence.
Amazing. I feel like, oh god, that's amazing. I feel like Nibirius is just like, well, I need to carb load today, and just orders the pasta bundle, the $72 pasta bundle that is 11,000 calories.
Holy shit.
Well, I mean, he's gonna be working out a lot later.
Oh yeah, no, Nibirius needs to work out. Also, vampire.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, no, Mithraea has an unbelievable amount of food, like
Yeah.
lots of deep fried things. Trying
Mm-hmm.
for her and Yersinia, their body, because it's shared, discovered it really can't gain weight. It's kind of stuck.
Good.
So, like, that being said, like, they still can feel bloated. They still
Of
have
course.
all the typical sensations. So.
Yeah.
So
One
you
of them
take
has
that,
that
the
sensation.
waitress disappears, and the woman across from you sort of chuckles like, I'm sorry, while we're waiting for the food, I suppose I should introduce myself. And she pulls out a business card and slides those across the table to you. I just posted that in the general chat there.
I love it.
So it's a plain white business card in 12-point Times New Roman font.
Title.
It says Jane Cardholder, professional title, 555-555-5555. Name at example.com, 123, street name, Anytown, USA.
Oh my
Why
god.
should Discord?
Oh, well, at least we're... Oh, well, it's good to be back home, question mark. Regardless, where are my manners? I am Havelock Chamberlain, at your service.
Havelock Chamberlain, she reaches across the table, shakes her hand very politely.
Mm-hmm.
And this strapping gentleman next to you.
Ah, well. And Nibirius is like, I am Nibirius von... Oh, what the fuck were they? The...
Klinkenberg?
What was
That's
it?
not it, but I don't care.
Yes, I am
Stromkirk, okay, thank
Nibirius von Stromkirk.
Stromkirk.
A pleasure to make your
Stromkirk.
acquaintance, Miss
Lovely.
Cardholder.
And
God damn it.
she looks to Mithraea and Yersinia and sort of like seems to have a hard time focusing on them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Sort of like, She leans in closely and sort of jokingly, a package deal.
Something like that.
It's really very cute.
And
Body
Jordan
is the get along shirt.
turns to Dr. Dreadfusay.
The flame shirt man.
And Nibirius just gently just puts a reassuring hand on her shoulder and is like, come on now, don't be rude.
Are you the flame shirt man?
Flame shirt man doesn't exist. He can't hurt you.
The flame shirt man.
Meanwhile, Yersinia, just to be a dick, goes, is he going to take you to Flavortown?
Oh god!
I told you about that in confidence.
No, my friend. I can assure you, Flame Shirt Man has no power here. Though
It
we
is
may
his
be thinking of
domain.
different devils.
It's his domain. His frosted tips. Why is he in my dreams?
Oh no, he has no power here. And as if to make the point, she gestures out the window. You realize that this particular TGI Fridays is situated on a boardwalk that is very snowy and iced over. In the distance, there are a large number of very ostentatious lit up hotels on high rises and skyscrapers. And there's a large lit up banner you see that says Happy New Year's, Atlantic City, 1985.
Okay.
This is a specific reference that I'm just not getting, but okay.
No, not
They definitely
particularly.
doesn't understand what the fuck's going on. This does not reassure her. She's
Atlantic
scared that the
City.
frosted tips shall come for her.
1985?
Hmm.
Is this
I
what my
have a hunch
country has
that,
become?
I have a hunch that you and I are from a similar world but very different times, Mr. Havelock.
Yes, I was born in 19... And have like pauses to think about it for a minute. 1913?
Does some math?
Sometime around then.
Well, tremendous amount has changed in that time, I imagine. I wouldn't know. This particular space is well, timeless, specifically locked towards me.
Fair enough.
Hmm.
So,
But I'm sorry, enough idle chit chat here. You
to what
must be
do we
wondering
owe
why
the
we
pleasure
brought
of the
here.
visit?
Well, I have been a fan of your Nebulous Collection for some time. Something of a partner, sponsor, donor, patron.
Ah.
Uh, I'm in the philanthropic business, you see.
Ah.
Something about the way she says that is a little odd
Sketch.
to you, but you can't put your finger on it.
Okay.
Um, it's like owing to some extenuating circumstances, I have been relegated to something of a personal purgatory here. And I've called in a favor with your collection to assist me with a matter. You see, this TGI Fridays is slightly nicer than usual, but it lacks a certain je ne sais quoi. That's French, it says.
I don't know what a French is.
And Havelock just, for the rest of this conversation, Havelock will be now speaking flawless French just to flex.
Yes, of course.
Because they did have that rich classical education.
Yersinia, who comes from a world where French does not exist, does not bother.
Yup.
Also, Yersinia has definitely
Oh.
ordered a margarita because the
Funnier.
introduced idea of alcohol with salt is like heaven to her.
Oh, yeah.
yes.
1,
Exquisite.
yes. 2, funnier idea. Havelock starts speaking French when she says that and looks very unnerved and clearly has no idea why they're speaking French. They're like, is this the book thing? This is the book thing, isn't it?
Probably.
Shit.
Probably. That book has some
Merde.
ideas.
Yersinia is like, tequila's amazing. I love this.
So
Every time
Jane
I've tried
pulls
tequila.
out some.
I love
Jane pulls
tequila.
out like some coffee creamers and straws and napkins and and sort of starts making a abstract little like diagram on the table as you do. It says, "See, as I'm sure you are aware, there are across the multiverse many places in the vein of the Nebulous Collection, the archetypal places that transcend space and time that represent specific archetypes. Well, one such place."
Is this the archetypal TGI Fridays?
In a manner of speaking, although this one has been somewhat tailored to me. I have my own issues with the decor, but well, this wasn't entirely up to me. Call it something of a, what's the word for it? House arrest. But one of these places, some of you may even have some familiarity with it if you've traveled to many worlds, is the Gambling Den of the Gods, the Infinite Casino, the House of the Setting Sun.
Oh,
The
shit.
Cult of Dionysus. Is that a thing
Somewhere
we
in the
can find
background. I'm feeling devious. You're looking glamorous.
I love that song so much.
It's amazing.
This is a question I would pose to the group. Is such a place something that your characters might conceivably have some knowledge of?
Well, given that we've been to the world of the dead, I feel like...
Yeah. Havelock specifically has a very classic, has an education that heavily featured classical history
Literacy?
and mythology, of course. They latched on to that real quick.
Yeah, so you would probably have at least a surface level knowledge of the House of the Setting Sun.
Yes.
It's like, as I said, it's sort of a straightforward sort of like gambling den, pleasure palace, full of delights and distractions from across the multiverse. Shows up in a lot of mythologies as sort of the...
I just realized Yersinia would know it because we've established as like a random canon fact that she loves like music from worlds that aren't her own.
Oh god, yes!
So she actually knows the song. She doesn't
House
know
of the Setting Sun. Yes.
The song
Anyway.
is the House of the Rising Sun,
House of
Yeah.
the Rising Sun. Right.
which was an intentional reference, yes.
Yes.
It's good.
But
Oh
so
my
yeah,
God.
you have some familiarity with the name, and
Certainly the idea.
absolutely.
Mhm.
And you know that it's a space that is sort of considered in the span of the multiverse sort of neutral. It's
Mm.
not a heaven or hell or
Ah, yes.
associated with any particular thing other than like just luck and delights.
Ooh.
It sort of has a very chaotic neutral, to borrow D&D terminology there, sort of a chaotic neutral energy to it. That's sort of
Havelock
like
is now looking at Nibirius and nearly vibrating in excitement.
Jane continues.
Nibirius's
Yeah.
questions again how he became the adult in the relationship.
It is sometimes important to remember that Havelock is, for all intents and purposes, a child shoved into an eldritch monster's body.
Mhm. Like a Lovecraftian Shazam.
Exactly.
Um,
say no.
Shazam.
Dreadful does not
Jane
understand what's going
continues.
on. Dreadful has eaten at least 3 plates of mozzarella sticks already and is still going somehow.
Yes. So your food has
Oh, God.
arrived, and
Yup.
the plate of mozzarella sticks that Dreadful receives, you cannot see the bottom of it, and in fact, you can reach your arm into the plate like almost up to the shoulder, and it's just
Amazing.
mozzarella sticks all the way down.
Yes. Oh my God. I can never have something like that in real life. I would
Oh my God, I
literally
would
eat
die.
myself to death. Oh my God, I'd die. It'd be glorious.
But what a death!
What a
That would
death.
get you into Valhalla, because that would count as dying in a struggle.
Yeah, definitely.
But Jane continues. You see, the House of the Setting Sun is, of course, a place that is easy to get lost in its myriad of delights and distractions. But I have to say, I'm not interested in most of that. You see, the Setting Sun has an auction house, very
Oh.
ostentatious, very wealthy, very exclusive, and full of curiosities from all across the known worlds.
Hmm.
But there is one specific item that I am very much interested in. But there are 2 layers of complexity here. First of all, I am, of course, confined to the slightly nicer than usual TGI Fridays. And 2, although I am rather wealthy, I am not wealthy in a currency that the house recognizes.
Hmm.
And you super don't care for the way that she says that.
Oh.
So, what I am requesting here is if you could enter the House of the Setting Sun, gain access to the auction house, and acquire lot number 766 for me. That would be the last angel of Yash.
Hmm. Something tells me this isn't something that would have come up in Havelock's studies.
That's not really ringing a bell.
Yeah.
You're it's not clear from how she says that whether she's referring to like that could be a statue, a corpse, a painting, any number of things.
Hmm.
I'm not
Interesting.
particularly picky about how the angel is acquired, but I will warn you that overt use of force may not be the kindest approach, given that the sun, being a casino at its heart, is rather secure.
Fair.
So don't fight the pit boss, is what you're telling us.
Yeah.
Oh, she actually gets a pretty hearty chuckle out of that. Sort of briefly chokes on her drink. The pit bosses aren't the concern. They are very strong, yes, but they aren't hired for their brains. But they
God.
don't need to be smart. No, the true security in the house is the security system. Its name is Vale, and it's very smart.
Ah. Oh God. Now all I'm picturing for pit bosses is Mr. Shakedown from the Yakuza games.
Oh God.
Just an army of Mr. Shakedowns.
Oh my God.
But
They
we
just-
will meet them soon enough.
Oh god,
God, I
who's the
can't
manager of the casino? Is it Majima?
I was about to say, what if Majima is the god of luck?
Yes!
This would seem apt.
This would seem apt.
Now, I don't
Oh.
mean to paint too harsh of a picture. The casino is extremely hospitable and certainly loves bringing in newcomers. I expect you will be well attended to and taken care of. But make no mistake, there will be eyes on you. And
Yersinia looks at Mithraea. Don't you fucking dare count any cards.
I do have an inside man that will be able to give you more detailed information.
All right.
Once you are inside, I would ask you to look for Frankie the Grin. You will note him by the sheer number of teeth he has.
Ooh.
Yersinia kind of makes like
Havelock has been loving all of this in a very, clearly too much, extremely unwholesome way.
yeah. At the phrase "too many teeth," Yersinia kind of makes a face.
Yep.
Just like don't like that.
I Jeff say is coming down, but he's also now literally pouring mozzarella sticks in her mouth.
Has just unhinged her jaw and decided to stop pretending.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Havelock is on yeah, also at this point, Havelock is on Long Island iced tea number 3.
How's that going?
It's going great.
Yersinia has discovered there is no bottom to her margarita. She's pleased with this.
Yup.
I like the idea that
I want meet Dionysus. Stories say he's real cute. Nebulous, you'd like him.
I like that. Actually, yeah, no. Jennifer say isn't drinking right now, so she's ordered a pina colada specifically without the colada. So it's a glass of pineapple juice.
I'm a fucking god. It's gonna be great.
The thing about Yersinia and tequila, which is true about me as well, is that she's a weird type of energetic, smart-mouthed drunk at this point.
Yup.
Which is probably where all the "so don't fight the pit bosses," etc. That's where that's coming from.
Yep.
Which the weird thing is when she says that, Mithraea looks at her like, "Since when have you gone gambling?"
What have I missed?
I know, right?
Yersinia is like, "You don't know everything about me."
Imagine it, for a brief second, Havelock's almost sapient isn't the word I'm looking for.
Sober?
Yeah, they're almost sober for a moment at Yersinia saying that. It's imagine how lonely life would be if your partner knew everything about you. Ugh, that'd be so boring. Where's the spontaneity, guys? More drink.
Oh my god.
I've been a drunken disaster long enough times to play one very well.
Okay. Hey, Havelock, why don't you try some mozzarella sticks?
I love mozzarella sticks.
I just shoved the entire box. Dreadful just shoves the entire tray at Havelock.
Havelock's face just lights up like a child on Christmas.
It's stop talking time now. Dreadful is also visibly bloated and covered in mozzarella crumbs. It's like, I'm
begins devouring mozzarella sticks.
I'm not sure what. I'm sorry.
So you all stuff and also drown your respective faces.
Yes.
And pass
Nebulous
the time in some not entirely coherent conversation.
Yup. Nebulous is making sure to stay sober because they have accepted that they're the adult in all of their relationships. Yup.
Yeah, Mithraea has eaten herself squarely into a carb coma. She is not drinking. Again, Yersinia has enjoyed her meal. She is significantly tipsy, though she's again, it's this weird sort of tipsy where again she's slightly more emotionally savvy than you know her to be most of the time.
Oh, that's
Mhm,
good.
mhm.
Yeah. That's how I
And
get when I
she's
smoke up just enough.
and she's definitely like eyeballing our host with a certain degree of like, what the fuck are you?
Yeah, no, like I was about to say, Havelock's shit-faced and knows too much about Eldritch stuff, but like understands none of it. And so I think that's the Havelock has knowledge that is quickly approaching omniscience, and they can't understand any of it.
Brain too small to fit everything.
Exactly. So Havelock's just
Brain
like,
too small, only elevator music.
forgive me if I'm being too forward, but
You are. More mozzarella sticks
Miss
go in the mouth.
Havelock does at that. Havelock does just like smack you off, like just no, stop that, Mm, stop that. Havelock's like, I'm trying to ask the nice lady a question. So, Miss Cards Holder,
Yes.
if I'm not being too forward, may I ask why is it that you desire lot 766?
Well, she gestures to a corner of the TGI Fridays that is conspicuously bare.
Ah.
There's a spot there.
Oh.
There could be something there. And I think that the Last Angel would fit there very nicely.
Hmm.
Light up the room a little bit.
Well, that checks out.
Really
Okay.
tie this TGI Fridays together.
Hmm.
If you're going to be trapped in one place for checks or watch a while, it's important to focus a little on the interior design.
Valid.
Yusia kind of contemplates this fact. Then she asks, the thing we're looking for, it's not alive, is it?
Oh, not anymore.
Good to know.
Oh god, is it like a taxidermied angel? That'd be creepy. Angels
Oh,
are
no,
creepy.
no. Nothing like that. No.
They got
Actually,
6 wings
depends
Your
and
on your
city
too
looks
many eyes.
disappointed.
She sort of strokes her chin, looks thoughtfully. It may not have been alive in the first place, come to think of it.
Oh,
Shrugs. Questions for later.
indeed.
I think Dreadforsay, because I don't like to. I try to usually make Dreadforsay's powers either reference something I've said by accident, like an idiot, or things that have happened in actual previous adventures. But like, I'm really terrified of the fact that this stone angel turns out to be something else potentially. This angel,
Idea.
It
Yeah.
doesn't move when you
so I
blink
like
at
the
it.
idea
Oh,
that
yeah, it
Dreadforsay
doesn't
has
move
in the
until you
itching-
blink.
itching at the back of her mind a fear of stone angels for some reason, but she doesn't
And
know
phone
why.
boxes.
And
And
phone
And phone boxes. Oh no, yeah, she's definitely terrified of phone boxes for some reason. Uh,
And a man named David Tennant. I don't know where he's from.
Or where he lives.
Or where he
is he
lives.
tenant of?
Insulin.
I know.
But yeah, just
His
in the-
arch
but, like,
nemesis, David Landlord.
I think he's just like, is it made of stone?
I'm sorry, I just got that.
Yep.
The shoe dropped.
She looks thoughtful. You know, I've never really bothered to ask.
Well. And at this, Havelock does just, like, dig around inside one of their coat pockets and, like, pulls out a little... They pull out a little, like, test tube-sized vial and pop the cork on it and just slug it back. And inside of it, it looks like there's just, like, a swirling nebula suspended in, like, void liquid.
Mhm.
And they just slug that down real quick. And it looked like they've just drank something incredibly sour. And then, after a moment, they're very much sober again.
Their face just clenches up like an anus.
A little bit. And
Cat
then-
butt face.
Yep. And then after a moment, They are definitely sober again. It's like, oh, that's very tart. Very, very tart. Okay. Right.
Yersinia, still being the smartass. You can stop describing yourself, Havelock, anytime.
And Havelock now just looks imperiously at Yersinia and is like, very cute.
You gave me an opening. You can't fault me for walking through it.
Fine. Anyway, we've got... Alright, so we're to acquire for you lot 766, the Last Angel. We are to find a very toothy man on the inside of this casino.
Correct.
Alright. And beyond the security system, is there anything we should be cautious of? Any particularly big players who might get deeply upset if we manage to simply snipe them at the auction?
Well, the auction house does attract many people of power and influence, especially from the nether realms.
Oh dear.
But most of them understand that, well, for some of them, the auction is the best sport they have, and it's less about the victory than the thrill, if you understand. So,
Oh, I do.
it's certainly possible that some of them may take it personally, but I wouldn't expect any particular retribution, especially if you are under the protection of the Nebulous Collection.
That's fair.
That is, after all, a name that commands some amount of respect.
It's good to know our institution is regarded well.
That
All right.
said, I would not be too aggressive. At the end of the day, everything still falls under Vale's watchful eye, and well, that external power counts for nothing when you are in essentially its den.
Fair enough.
But as long as you are respectful and, well, winks, reasonably subtle, I don't think you'll have anything to worry about. I trust you understand the importance of subtlety.
Ah, yes. So, Havelock is like,
yes,
subtlety.
Yeah,
that thing that we're all very good at. Yes.
Yep.
Significant glance at Dreadfussy, who's probably got like
Dreadfussy
a forklift in their mouth.
Shoves more mozzarella sticks into her mouth so she doesn't say
Begins
anything.
sweating profusely.
But also, if you need any directions or assistance, the waiters and waitresses will be happy to assist. They are, after all, their primary concern is the comfort of the visitors and patrons. So they will be very helpful regardless.
Wonder if there'll be any.
It is, after all, not their job to enforce the rules. That's up to the pit bosses in Vale.
Fair. Ooh, I wonder if there'll be any weapons up for auction. I should get Gertrude something nice.
Oh, there have certainly been weapons up for auction in the past.
Gertrude?
Gertrude Robinson, the head of the archival collection, the head of the archive division.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering. I was like, wait.
Oh
hold
yes. No, there is an archive in the collection.
We've referenced her being there before, and I was just making sure that you hadn't like named one of your guns Gertrude. Like,
oh God, no. Oh no.
That would be a very good gun name, though.
It would.
Yeah.
Gertrude is a good name for anything that shouldn't be called Gertrude.
Yeah. Yeah, you're saying
A cat, a gun, a sword, you know.
I think my favorite name for a sword that I've ever heard is Not My Funeral.
Not My Funeral is an amazing name for a sword. That's so good. I'm stealing that.
It remains absolutely. If you would like to know whence it comes from, there's a really good book called The Edged City, which is like steampunk surrealism. It's a good time.
Ooh, it sounds
but
like
enough
a good
plugging
time.
that.
Yeah. All right.
Your city is definitely like looking at her like bank account, whatever we have by way of a bank account, and like calculating, ooh, I would love some rare bone specimens.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. I'm like, yeah, the Nebulous Collection does pay you. It pays you quite a bit. Because you go out and risk your lives a lot.
This is true. I'm just like That's because I was like, I know we get paid, but it's like, do we have a bank? Is there a banking system? I mean, probably
Yes.
Probably.
yes.
Some kind of
But, like-
omni-currency would probably be
Yeah.
what it pays you.
I was assuming it was like barter system sort of stuff, honestly.
Oh yeah, I was about to say
I wonder
we
if
could do
that-
this like the what is it? The Dark Hunter books are but like they're just fun, trashy romance novels that just, if you like sex and violence, they're a good time. But they all got their souls ripped out by Artemis. That's the premise, and they work for her. And they're living in the modern day now, but Artemis still pays them in literal pile. She just teleports a pile of gold and gems into their house at like at random
no.
intervals. So they have to go get it all appraised and turned into usable money.
Oh my god.
But
Yeah, no.
it's very funny, and a part of me contemplated that being the collection's pay
So,
method.
how about this for an idea? What if we technically have this money and we can use it? And like, some things, food and board, are just already covered.
Yeah.
But what if amongst like the collections, like the people like us, the people like the collections hands and researchers and so forth,
Acquisitionists.
barter's more common?
Yes.
Just because, again, everybody's getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not like you're doing
Like-
a company script sort of system, right?
Exactly.
I think Dreyfus is paid in literal piles of gold that she keeps in the corner of her room.
Like some kind of
Dragon.
fucking
Probably.
dragon.
Yeah, basically.
My favorite part of all of this is just the idea that, like, oh gods, we've gone and invented a post-scarcity society with the Nebulous Collection.
I know,
Amazing.
I mean,
like-
in any multiversal space, you're going to have some post-scarcity at some point, I think.
This is good.
Mm.
Post-scarcity
Yeah,
is
no,
ideal.
again, that's why I'm thinking that there's bartering more than like cash going on within, because like, how are you going to persuade Mithraea to like, or like do something for you?
Exactly.
She doesn't,
You're gonna
her
offer
food's
her
covered,
food,
her board's
or
covered.
yeah, you're gonna offer her like rare. You're gonna offer her like super rare meat or liquor or like some
Yeah.
new weapons or like a really fancy weight training piece she's wanted.
Yeah, oh yeah, something like
True.
that. She doesn't need like cash all that much. She's
Yep.
going to look for artifacts and so forth. That's what's going to be
Havelock
the rarest.
wants
That's what
rare
people are going to want.
plant.
So something that Jane does mention as you are finishing your meals and preparing to
Mhm.
return to prepare says, "Oh, I almost forgot. The auction house does have a bit of dress code,
Oh,
so do make
Oh
sure
no, I was wondering about this.
looking at your very best."
oh, well.
What's,
It's been a
what's wrong with
while
my
since
current-
I've gotten to put on my best suit.
What's wrong with my current outfit? Dreyfus says, wiping mozzarella
No,
grease
no.
onto her shirt.
No, no, no. The best suit is for funerals. I will need my second best suit and my fighting trousers.
That's a good song.
Yersinia and Mithraea look at each other and they're just like, dial up the habit creepiness just a couple more nunly steps.
Yes. Oh my god. No, you need to go like full on Trinity Blood style nun outfits.
Oh no.
Like the works. Just gold brocade on everything. Gold
oh my
metal
god, yeah, no.
edgelord metal
Absolutely.
trim. God, like I'm sad to say that
Oh
is
my
my
God.
aesthetic. If you just dial up Trinity Blood, like that is my aesthetic.
Hang on one second.
It is a good
Like I need
Yeah.
I have to do something.
I've just realised where the really clear image for Dreyfus' outfit has come from. God damn it.
Is it Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog?
No. No, although Dr. Horrible is a real inspiration. What is it?
Oh dear.
I'm gonna I've remembered it. I've
These have
remembered
been the
it.
sounds of Nick's body failing him continuously.
Yeah, no, both Yersinia and Mithraea like get on their face paint. We're going full ninth house bullshit here.
Oh, I was about to say, I'm like, okay, but you're telling me this isn't an aesthetic. You're telling me this wouldn't be a cool aesthetic for like creepy sepulchral nuns. Like why is that picture so small? Damn it.
No, it's not.
Oh, an itty bitty. Yeah, no, I
Ah.
totally appreciate that. I actually just looked up what they're dressed like.
Yeah, Trinity Blood is very like, what if we just put little
Yeah.
metal bits on everything to make it look extra edgy, and long coats were
Yeah.
always in fashion.
Yeah, no, basically, like,
I
What
like
is?
the tiny secondary.
Yeah, the
doctor.
tiny secondary is there.
Yeah,
That's
doc-
what is this?
Oh, it's
I-
just because where I got the image from.
Is that
probably
also
a costume.
Dreadful?
No, it's a cardboard. It turns out it was from a cardboard cutout site because that's what came up on Google Images.
Amazing.
But
Is this how Dreadfast
oh,
dresses?
fucking. Here's the thing. I was just thinking in my head, like, what would dress She's just going to put goggles over a long coat and a suit. And I was like, oh, wait, no, that's just the Spyfall outfit. It's just the Spyfall outfit. I've played myself.
Congratulations.
No, so in addition to their face paint, both Yersinia and Mithrai get their veils out too, like the full face ones.
Oh.
So they look like you basically
Ooh.
like Ghost from Christmas Future at this point. Do you remember how you all met Yersinia back in the day? We're having flashbacks to that.
Yes.
I'm fairly sure she walked in and saw me wearing her clothes from my perspective.
Yeah, no, your first time was different from everybody else's first
Yeah,
time.
But yeah.
But yeah, no, so like that. Also, Yersinia like pulls a bag of like skull jewelry out of one of the many infinite pockets in her outfit and like distributes rings and all this like just profoundly extra bullshit.
Havelock.
Rings over gloves.
Havelock always been a little behind the times when it comes to fashion. They've always preferred something a little more antiquated. So they're wearing like a very like gorgeous like almost that like shiny thread, that like shiny silk thread thing they managed to do, but with like a sort of almost paisley-ish thing.
Oh, you mean like brocade?
Brocade, yeah. They're wearing like a brocaded tailcoat suit, like Victorian style.
Dig it.
Of course. Ooh, and like like the small round glasses, but like tinted. I realize now that they're dressed like Dorian Gray from the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Actually, question, Nick, have you ever seen the Dorian Gray movie that's not the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen? Because the actor who plays Dorian could be like the more masculine version of Havelock.
Okay, I'm looking this up right now.
Hang on, I'm gonna find.
Yeah, find this for me. I'd love to see it. But yeah, they have like a brocaded Victorian tailcoat type outfit.
Here, give me 1 second.
Again, I was going to be like,
it's all black and
lab
purple
coat over it. It's Dreyfus's outfit is just the Spyfall outfit with goggles, fancy goggles. She's got a good goggle, like she's dug out some fancy goggles from somewhere.
Yep.
She always has a nice goggles on. These are the extravagant and not actually as good ones.
It's black. Yeah, so the suit is all black, royal purple, and like there's some tasteful gold accenting here and there. There's like a dusting of gold on some of the brocade just to make it pop.
Okay, here we go. I'm looking for more pictures because there's better pictures of some of these outfits, but just bear with me. This is the Dorian Gray movie.
Oh my.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was hot.
Oh damn, yeah. Okay.
But yeah, like more masculine variation on the Havelock theme. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my. Oh, look at this lad. Look at this extremely handsome lad. Ben Barnes, the hot Dorian Gray. Yes. Yes,
it's worth watching the Dorian Gray movie, I have to admit. Also, I'm just going to post this in here just because this is going to ruin Nick for the rest of everything.
No! You can't do this to me, Yin.
Fight me, yes I can.
Great. Now I'm just gonna be a horny mess for the rest of the game.
You mean how you normally are.
More horny than usual, Yin. Damn
Didn't
it.
think that was possible, but
you watched me go feral over Majima.
Oh, I know. I
do not challenge me.
Oh, it's weird to remember that Dorian Gray has looks like other than the one I weirdly I remember him as the flipping Audio Adventures one because of course I do. I'm a nerd.
Extraordinary Gentleman was fun.
That movie, I like.
It was such a weird movie.
There's things
So
that are
do we
good
have
about
our
that movie.
clothes
There's things that are bad.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
We do.
the GM coming to drag us
stop.
back
Thank
in
you.
streaming.
Yes, but we do have our clothes
Yeah.
together.
Alrighty.
Ooh, tall boots. Havelock is definitely wearing nice tall boots.
This is fashion
You just need to get
souls.
some paper dolls for your characters.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Bold of you to
I
assume I
really need
haven't
to get
already.
Magi to do a headshot for Mithraea now that she has skin.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
need to get Magi to do a ton of different character arts for me, actually.
Mhm. They are available for commissions, as I understand.
Yeah, they is, and
Oh,
they
good.
fantastic.
I will throw them some monies.
So you
I
get
need
your,
to do that as well. Sorry.
Yes. So
you get
anyway,
your
guys,
clothes
let's.
and gear and everything else that you need. I don't remember if I specifically said it, but something that does come up in the conversation we can just say is that the House of the Setting Sun does not check like weapons or things like that. So like they're not going to like make you turn over your gun or sword or what have you.
Mithraea.
Good.
But using anything like that is pretty quickly punished. So it's sort of like drug possession laws. It's like having it is one thing, using it is another.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, we can see you've got a gun. That's fine. Keep that, but you know, they keep an eye on that. So
That's fair.
so that's not to say like, oh, you can't. If you guys want to start a fight, I'm not going to stop you from starting a fight. Just like that does complicate things a little.
Bad
bit.
things will happen
That's
too.
all.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The secret to being a good GM in an open world setting is making sure your players always have access to the rope which will hang them.
Absolutely.
The petard
I'm
by
not
which
going
they
to
will
stop
hoist
you. I'm just going to say,
Yep.
hey, sure you want to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Bold
I'll
move,
never.
Cod, and let's see how it works out for them.
Exactly.
I
So
BRB,
I
I'm
presume
being
that
a
we're
fool.
going to like walk through a slit in the wall and be in the House of the Rising or the
Yes,
setting
very,
wherever
very
the
similar
sun's
sort
going.
of process. You head back to the collection, gather your nice things, and get just cleaned up, dressed to the nines.
Oh my god,
yeah.
Nibirius is straight up rocking like
Oh.
fancy vampire like party clothes.
I'm imagining
fancy
glam rocker
Keenhurst
from the 80s.
bullshit.
Sort of glam,
that.
yeah. I was
Actually,
sort of
no.
imagining I was low-key imagining like Dracula, like fancy Dracula from like Castlevania Dracula, but
Also
much
valid.
fancier.
Also,
I'm imagining
Although-
Castlevania Dracula stuffed through a blender with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yes. There's some touches of Dio here and there.
Oh, there's
yeah. But so the
I
curator
just picture
sort of
Jonathan.
looks at you, dressed up as you are, and nods. I see. Dressed to the nines, are we?
Oh, of course.
Well, we do hope you enjoy your time.
It
in
wouldn't
the
do
house.
to it wouldn't do to reflect poorly on the collection after all.
The curator opens a portal. Says, "May luck be with you,"
Here's hoping.
and you step through. And
I'm just picturing riffraff from the curator for now on.
that's valid.
Yeah, that's a valid take, yeah.
I've had people tell me I need to do a riffraff costume.
At some point, we all should, like, you, me, Bun,
Yeah.
Magi should do, like, Rocky Horror, but that's a
Yeah.
conversation for another time.
So the House of the Setting Sun is, first of all, it's huge. It is not it is like the reception area that you walk into is the size of easily like a football field, sort of thing. And it is ostentatious. There's a lot of like gold and red velvet and things like that on display. But it's a very comfortable sort of ostentatious. It's not a sterile. It doesn't feel like a museum or anything like that. There's a lot of noise, a lot of laughter. The sound of dice hitting dice seems to be magnified in here. The sound of coins hitting coins seems to be magnified here. So as loud as the conversation is just the sound of wealth and luck.
I'm posting a picture of what I'm picturing.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. I like that a lot. Yes.
That's lovely.
Yes.
Havelock is fighting his immediate urge to just run off and gamble.
The place is pretty well packed with a very broad variety of beings. I'm not going to say humans because come on.
Yeah,
Let's-
exactly.
um
Ooh.
but like you do see like some human looking people, but there are also everything from anthropomorphic crabs to people that look like Doug Jones with 4 arms, any number of creatures from like Men in Black or Final Fantasy or things like that, just um, milling about and having a time.
Guillermo del Toro is just there.
Yeah, there's just Guillermo del Toro.
Of course.
And there is a very broad reception desk like directly in front of you. Big sign over like information, new arrivals.
Excellent.
That is staffed by a number of very comely entities that are androgynous in form and seem to be entirely covered in eyes. And by eyes, I mean like not three-dimensional like eyeballs, but like almost like illustrated like flat eyes. Like they're wallpapered in illustrations of eyes.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh boy. Oh, what I'm imagining is Havelock's tattoos are suddenly like, ooh, we're attracted to something.
Oh yeah, no, Havelock's tattoos seem to light up whenever Havelock looks at some of these.
And they're very nicely dressed, and like you've been through the portal maybe a minute and are taking this in, and one sort of calls over to you and says, "Good evening and welcome to the House of the Setting Sun. Have you been here before?"
I'm sad to say this is our first time.
Well, welcome. We hope you have a lovely time here. Would you like a brief introduction and guide?
Yes. Yes, we would.
Very well. The hall is divided into 5 layers. The central layer here behind me is the main gambling hall. The currency in use here are obols, and we have 100 obols here, each of you, as an introductory gift.
Oh, why, thank you.
To the left, and these are all like big, like copper coins, essentially, with a hole punched through the middle of them.
Makes sense.
They look very worn and well used. And over to the left there, we have the low stakes tables, and then further in the back, we have the high roller tables. If you're really interested in pressing your luck. And you can't tell if the entity winks or blinks because all of the eyes on it sort of like close and open in unison. So you're not sure how to interpret that gesture.
Havelock just smiles.
Mithrai goes, all I do is push my luck. Yersinia stomps on her foot.
To the lower left here, the lower left layer contains the buffet that is free and open and available to all. And above that is the beer hall. Now, the well drinks are free and available as you would desire. The top shelf stuff does have an external expense attached to it. Also, in case you're interested, in approximately 1 hour's time, they will be conducting the evening bar fight. So if you're interested in that.
Yersinia definitely grabs onto Mithrai.
That's not in character. I just really love that bar fights are a thing that's organized.
Organized bar fights.
I love it. All right, back in character now.
And the lower right layer here, that contains the brothel. Our courtesans are trained in any number of conversational and artistic arts, and are skilled conversationalists to boot. And
Havelock is looking at Nebarius, and back in that direction, and back at Nebarius, and back in that direction.
And to the upper right, we have the theater. Unfortunately, tonight's show was postponed, but if you will still be available later this week to come back, there will be a musical performance by Sam Seraph and the Howling Frogs.
Ah.
Oh my god, I love this.
This is so amazing! Ah!
Do you have any questions?
Where should I start?
Well, it will never do to gamble on an empty stomach. So, if you've not eaten, we may recommend the buffet. If you would like to jump right into the gambling, right behind me here, we will have waitresses moving about with drinks that are readily available, so you can just take those as you need them.
Oh. Well, I thank you for your hospitality. That was a very helpful introduction.
Of course. Have a good evening, and may luck be with you.
And with you. And you can see Havelock visibly fighting not to sprint directly to the brothel.
You see Yersinia talking to Mithraia. We are representing the Sisters of the Sepulchre. We have to look good. Mithraia's like, you are defrocked. Why the fuck do you care?
You're defrocked and I'm dead. Shut up.
I just want to go and be part of a bar fight. We have shit to get done. Also, again, bear in mind that they are still in their full habits, so their faces are covered. You essentially are watching the tall and the taller version of the fucking Ghost of Christmas Future, like, yell at each other.
This is amazing. Yep.
Actually, you want to know what? I'm going to raise it a notch. The fact is that they were both nuns. They were times when they took vows of silence. They can speak in sign language. They are gesturing at each other violently.
Furiously.
That's amazing. Yes.
I hope you speak sign language because all you're going to see is hands.
Yeah.
Yup. Yeah, Havelock. Nefarious is gently but firmly keeping a hold or keeping an arm around Havelock's or over Havelock's shoulder. And it's just like,
focus.
Yeah, exactly. He's just like, darling, focus.
Yersinia actually has one moment. She turns back to eyeball individual.
Her name tag says Mimi.
Mimi.
It's like Mimi, but there's 4 M's and 4 I's.
Amazing.
Mimi. Yersinia does her best.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the auction house?
Mimi sort of pauses for a moment. I'm sorry, I did not realize that you were involved in the auction. Do you have an invitation?
Yersinia looks at everybody. Do we have an invitation? Anybody?
Say feigns looking through the pocket.
Havelock is looking through his pockets. Did we? Oh dear, did I misplace that? Oh no.
Well, if you happen to find it, you can just bring that back to me, and I'll make sure that you're admitted.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You're not sure if she buys what you were selling there, but
yeah, no.
Again, remember that the hosts, it's not their job to enforce the rules.
Yes.
Exactly. It's not their job to give a shit.
With that little fact, Yersinia kind of like herds all of you down into the buffet. We need to talk this over.
Yep. All right. Ooh, of course there's got to be a bar at the buffet, I assume.
Of course, yes.
Yes.
And a dark corner that we can all wedge ourselves into.
But it's still like they have waiters and waitresses just walking around with trays of drinks, and you can just take those from them. They are extremely lax with just keeping the drinks flowing. So
good.
It's like, you want a drink, there's a drink in your hand. You didn't even ask for it. It's just, there's one.
Oh, good.
I think Drenfase keeps discovering drinks in her hands and putting them back on trays.
That is, I was about to say, this is the, what is it, that episode of How I Met Your Mother. I need the Kennedy treatment, please. It's that man. If my hand is empty, there's a problem.
Yes.
Yup.
So Yersinia is definitely going to wedge everybody down at one table and be like, all right, so issue 1.
Yeah.
We need a fucking ticket.
We need invites. All right. I wonder if, I mean, it is a casino.
Yersinia is like, I have a couple of ideas.
Hmm.
So we can... There's the obvious. We could gamble for one, find somebody who's stupid enough to wager.
Hmm.
That said, and Yersinia looks at Havelock with the distinctive facial expression of somebody who, like, knows she's about to throw Havelock the bone that they want.
Oh.
Down in the brothel, people tend to be separated from their clothes, is what I've been led to believe as a nun.
Sometimes.
Maybe somebody's ticket might fall out of their pants pocket.
Oh.
It could happen.
It certainly could. Havelock just
Also-
gives this knowing, excited look to Nibirius.
Can we?
Yeah, exactly.
Nibirius looks at Yersinia like, why the fuck are you like this?
Yeah, no, Nibirius is just like, damn it. Do you know what you've done? Do you?
You can't
Do you
see
really?
through her veil, but you know that she's grinning.
Yup. Nibirius just looks like the world's most tired dad.
Oh, yeah. Meanwhile, Yersinia goes, what I'm going to do first, though, is the little thing that me and Mithraia have perfected. And Mithraia looks at Yersinia, wait, no.
What?
Yersinia shoves
Just
the body
like, right in
onto...
public?
Like, that's the thing, is that the way it works is just all her matter fuses into Mithraia.
No.
You can't really see this happen. It's
Lord.
more like...
Havelock
Yeah,
has a
it's more
terrible
like-
case of the horny brain, and that is why they said that.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Basically, what if you were to actually see what happens is, have you ever, like, dialed color on Instagram? Like, up and down? Like, suddenly, Mithraia's
Oh.
color is way too, like, she's like Vanta Black at this point.
Yeah.
She's a black that consumes all light. Like, any color in her is way too bright.
Yep.
Everything. Meanwhile, Yersinia is a ghost. She is transparent, and she's like, I think this will be helpful.
Do your clothes stay on when you do that?
Yes.
Cool. Wait, does that mean you could
Quite
theoretically
gauges.
ghost other people with you?
I haven't tested it, and I'm not really interested in accidentally glomming you into the get-along shirt.
That is an extremely fair point, actually. Yeah, like, Havelock starts thinking about what that might be like and is like, oh, yeah, no, that would be bad.
Yeah,
I
no,
think."
I want nothing to do. None of us want anything to do with the book other than you.
Yeah, no.
So,
Havelock's not even sure he wants anything to do with the book at this point.
yup.
That's
so,
not true.
Basically, my idea, both in and out of character, is that first we have to locate a ticket, possibly
Yes.
locate a couple of tickets.
Yep.
And then we get the tickets. And then we take the
Yes.
tickets and we do whatever we need to do. So, let's see.
If
Question,
you guys
given,
want or
like,
need to split up either, that's also
yeah, I figure we can probably do that
I
if
was
we
about
want
to say, splitting up might
Yeah.
be ideal. Havelock is about to
Yeah.
do some things.
Yeah,
Other
yeah, no,
Like-
so...
things, sex.
Can you say drug-fueled orgy? I can say
Yes, I-
drug-fueled orgy.
You really need to watch Dorian Gray.
I really do.
Yeah, so I'm just going to assume that Nibirius and Havelock are going to head off to brotheling, and
Oh, yes.
Yersinia and Mithraia, and presumably Dreadfase, are going to head to the pit floor.
all right.
I think Dreadful
Gandalf.
is very overwhelmed.
Oh,
It is a bit of a sensory overload.
Yeah,
Bear in
it's
mind,
a
she
lot.
comes from like medieval times. She's never seen anything like this shit before.
yeah.
Ever. This is it's a lot for her. She's somehow still eating mozzarella sticks.
She took
She
the
stole the
plate with
bowl.
her. Yep.
She just reaches into a pocket and pulls mozzarella sticks out every so often.
Oh, God.
Mithraia's
She's
watching
putting
this
down
happen, just-
drinks everywhere because she's trying not to drink. Still, this is a trail of drinks following her.
Oh my
On the
god.
bright side, we'll be able to follow her. Yeah, on the bright side, we'll be able to find her anywhere. Just follow the drinks.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
off we go, I guess.
Indeed.
Alrighty. So let's split this up a little bit here. Kind of try and alternate between you guys so that
Yeah.
no one's sitting too much. But let's start with Havelock and Nibirius.
Oh God. So.
Oh boy.
Unless you would prefer I start with.
Oh, I'm happy to start with it.
Very well.
But yeah, no. So Havelock.
But is really the word, isn't it?
Really is. You've no idea. All right. So Havelock and Nibirius. Nibirius and Havelock have like interestingly contrasting tastes when it comes to partners.
Mhm.
It's why they're rather perfect for each other. So
Sure.
like Havelock and Nibirius just start scoping out the area for people they find attractive, and equally important, for people who look like they'd belong or like they'd be going to the auction.
Mhm,
And like Havelock, having been born to wealth and privilege, Havelock knows the look. Havelock knows that most wealthy people don't dress ostentatiously like he chooses to.
mhm, mhm.
He's looking for like the more buttoned down, subdued, calmly
Or you could-
confident type.
I was gonna say the other option is to look for like the nouveau riche idiot who doesn't know what they're doing.
That's true. That'd be more honestly, and the funny thing is that's definitely more Nibirius's bag than Havelock's.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, go find the nearest Trump lookalike in the room and rob them.
Exactly. But yeah, so Havelock and Nibirius are just gathering up people, like floating like, hey, so
Just sort of sizing him up.
just sizing up people and being like, just floating ideas around here, and they're like, hey, so I am something of a pharmacist. A pharmacist of delights, if you will. And I've been
Mhm,
looking
mhm.
for
Yeah,
an
I suppose so.
interesting group to looking for an
Alright,
interested party or two to
make me a
test
roll.
out. Yup.
Make me a roll for 2d6 take the best.
Sure.
We'll see what fish you find in the sea.
There certainly are plenty of them.
Oh yes.
That is a yes and.
All right. So I'd say Nibirius finds like a pretty long-haired nouveau riche type and their little like posse of hangers-on.
Mhm, mhm.
And Havelock finds a couple of like clearly they are a couple there, and just a pair
Oh,
of
Havelock found the swingers.
Havelock found a pair of lovely-looking swingers
Mhm, mhm.
who
Married
look.
couple on a anniversary vacation, wanting to try something new and fun.
Oh yes.
Oh my god.
And they
Oh, they're
meet
not all
back up. And,
humanoid.
oh no. Some of them are distinctly not humanoid.
Oh yes, no. Remember I said anthropomorphic crab?
Oh
Yeah.
yes. There's all sorts of nonsense.
Gotta see what I can do with this chalicery.
Yep.
Sex happens in my
What I'm
book.
picturing is with the crab gentleman, he's like, you know, as the orgy progresses, he's like, you want to find out why things keep evolving into crabs?
As Havelock snorts a line of who even fucking knows anymore off of the ass of their partner.
Carsonize this.
Yes. Yes,
Oh my God.
Havelock and Nibirius are having a time. There's a lot of partner swapping. There's a lot of just all sorts of nonsense. Everyone is
just fluids.
yeah, it's so many
It's
fluids.
sticky. Don't bring a black light in here.
Oh God, no. A lot of
brain
people
went
are getting turns as the center of attention from everyone. It's wonderful.
Maybe
my
there's a
brain,
reason that private rooms are self-cleaning.
Exactly. The
Oh.
clothes are just everywhere.
my brain just went Eiffel Tower. Just
That's some warm up shit right there. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no.
Look.
We're,
an innocent
we're at how
being.
many things can we fit into one orifice?
I'm an innocent
O-ring
being.
orifices ahoy!
I have not gone down this dark path that you
Oh,
are
it's-
tempting me into, you sinner.
tempting
You-
you into having
My
had
good
plenty of
Christian
actual
Minecraft
group
stream
sex.
has
This
been
stuff is
ruined.
fun. Let me tell you a thing or two about group sex and how fun it is.
I'm sure it is. I'm too lazy and anxious.
Dude, you're valid.
I'm fine with that.
So, while that is going on,
Yup.
and I'm sure Nick would tell us more about it, but it's hard to talk when your mouth's full.
Yeah, I know.
With Ryan,
Well played.
Virginia, and Dreyfusay getting up to. Because that's probably going to take a couple hours.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Take a while down there.
C is very upset in the chat, for the record.
One question,
Yeah.
GM. For theoretically, with Yersinia and Mithraea, and what they can do is Yersinia can just theoretically go invisible. But
Mhm.
will this place allow her to do that?
Mm.
So is this like a I guess clarification? Is this invisibility in like the predator sense of like make light go around you, or in incorporeal like you become a ghost thing?
Yeah, but she's done her ghost thing with. She can do her ghost thing with Mithraea, and
Mhm.
theoretically, she can just become completely transparent. Just basically, you won't see her. She's a floating consciousness.
Okay, so it is a little bit of a like you're.
Yeah, she can
shifting
walk
into a
through
ghost
walls.
sleep. Okay. Yes, you can do that. There's probably going to be an asterisk there, though.
Yeah, I figure there probably is. This is a gambling place.
Mm.
So
More
for
to the
right
point,
now,
you all of you are fairly magical and
yeah,
are attuned to magic, and you basically since the moment you stepped in here, like if you had a detect magic sort of thing going on, that would be
Mhm.
pinging off pretty regularly in here.
yeah,
There is a certain sense that like there is a constant magical presence here.
Yeah,
It doesn't
we
feel
are under
bad,
surveillance.
but it definitely feels present.
Yeah. Yeah, so Yersinia and Mithraea are currently going to continue to share the body
All right.
and be corporeal.
Very good.
But yeah,
Looks
so
like there's
essentially
two of you. Or it looks like there's one of you.
yeah.
Hmm.
It looks like there's two of us. There's Mithraea and Yersinia.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's if you're basically, so this is just as a heads up. The way this is supposed to work anyway is that if Yersinia does not want the body, it goes to Mithraea and Yersinia becomes a ghost. If the opposite happens, Mithraea goes back to being a skeleton.
Okay.
A
So
very
you get one-
fancy skeleton.
A very fancy skeleton. But for right now, the pair of them just like, well, again, it's the Ghost of Christmas Future on nightmare steroids, and ×2 plus Dreadfessay. So
Okay.
I know that Yersinia is going to head straight for, what is Yersinia's favorite gambling thing? She doesn't seem like a chance girl. She's going to head for whatever card games are
She
being
played
played.
Blackjack. She played Texas Hold'em.
The most universal of card games, poker.
Yeah,
It's going to say poker.
You can't beat the classics.
you really can't.
Yersinia definitely knows how to play like competitive bridge and is annoying about it.
Like one of those people that will turn the conversation towards it if you let them.
Not necessarily. Like
no.
the weird thing is that she's never talked. Like this is like Mithraea is getting to see some shit that she's not seen out of Yersinia like ever.
Mhm.
But if you were to ask Yersinia, and maybe somebody will, maybe Dreadfessay will, she might tell you as to how where all this fucking comes from. But for right now, they're gonna go and find some cards to play.
I need you to know that the song Cult of Dionysus has been playing in my head on a non-stop loop for the last half an hour, and I'm loving
This
it.
looks like a you problem. Yes.
You problem? What are you talking about?
This is partly because I'm feeling a bit
Mm-hmm.
wonky in the head today, but
Yeah, you're good.
I'm leading to the role play. Dreadfessay's really overwhelmed.
Absolutely.
She's wearing fancier clothes than she's ever worn in her life. She's I think she's actually tried to hide like her magical stuff. She's not carrying her usual stuff. She's got like something smaller to hide in the pocket, sort of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, kind of
And
going a
she's-
little low power for a while.
So I think subtly she's gonna try and do detect magic sort of thing to see
Yeah.
if she can get a better picture of what's going on with the magic presence.
Absolutely. Magic is something that you know inside and out. Give me a roll of 3d6 and take the best.
Honestly, 3d6 is generous for Dread to say, but yeah.
Well, for detecting magic.
Yeah,
Oh.
detecting is not hard,
Well,
but
you got all odds there. I'm impressed.
Yeah, that's actually impressive.
yeah.
Holy shit!
So no but. So you don't you're not really able to get anything concrete. Does Dreadfusay have a knowledge of like the different schools of magic? Like
She ha-
again, if we're taking in the D&D sense or like abjuration.
Yeah, she is
transmutation.
strictly the D&D sense, essentially. She understands that. She can see the difference between different schools from the D&D plane, but notably, she has had a really hard time with magic from outside of her plane, if we
Okay.
can work that in. I think that probably works quite well.
Okay. So within sort of the D&D system sort of context, you have a very strong sense of what feel like we're going to call them strands of abjuration magic, which you may know is sort of like the defensive type of magic in a sense. You're not able to get much more than that, but it feels almost like there's a spider web kind of filling this place, and the threads are abjugative magic. I don't know if that sentence made sense to anyone else, so I can clarify if I need to.
Made sense
Yeah.
to me.
I get it.
I think Dreadfusay thinks there's some sort of counter magic thing going on here. Like this, it makes logical sense that that would be. I don't know how.
Right.
I think she
like for like a
understands the
casino,
concept of
given that
gambling.
there's
Yeah.
magic that can like do like mind control or illusions or
Mhm.
whatnot, like that would obviously be a big problem for a casino for people like
Yeah.
competing at games.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
like that's
Yeah,
definitely
she's got the picture. That's probably the thing.
kind of
But
on
she's sort of
brand.
like, because kind of the plan I had in my mind was she has Mage Hand. This is a
Mhm,
spell that's very useful for just pickpocketing someone.
mhm.
But I don't think she's going to want to risk that now because she thinks that this magic is going to probably put a stop to that.
Yeah,
potentially.
Okay.
that's why Yersinia opted out of going full ghost, because
Yeah.
again, a ghost who can like float around and see the backs of other people's cards is a liability in a casino.
Mhm, mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think she will also share the information with the nuns,
Yeah, yeah.
nun squad. But
We stand a nun squad.
it's it's like there's, I don't quite get what it is, but there's magic everywhere. It's probably there to stop us doing things. Huh.
Who'd have thought?
Yeah. Mithrai's like, yeah, I think we may be relying on you. Looks at Yersinia for some reason.
Mhm.
Oh, we gotta get by on our wits. Do we have those?
I don't.
Yersinia's like, I wasn't always a nun, you know. I had a misspent youth.
Havelock is actually possessed of quite a bit of low cunning, if he needs to be,
Mhm,
and I
mhm.
like that about him.
Like a fox or the minotaur.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, I have a plan. Oh,
Yersinia
You rem-
looks at Yersinia and Mithraia look at the phrase "I have a plan," and there is a distinct look of concern. What is that?
so can you two find someone who has a ticket to the auction?
Theoretically, what are you planning to do once we do that?
I'm a very good distraction. I'm gonna. She gestures to the table. She's like, I'm gonna just distract them by I'm going
Yosini's like, okay.
And then you can, she just does the pickpocketing gesture, just shoving it.
Let's explore our options before we go straight for the thievery bit.
Oh, yeah, wait a minute. Wasn't that what happened to Sharptooth guy, actually?
Oh, God, that's actually a good point.
Oh, dear.
Did we all forget
I presume
about that?
Yeah.
Okay, hold up. I presume that we all have, like, the brain link thing. No, Havelock has been on mute for a while.
I
Are
feel
you
like Havelock
sure
might
you
have been on
want
mute.
that?
Dreadful has deliberately opted out of the brain link, knowing that Havelock is going for fucking.
Sure that you want that.
Yeah, no, Havelock has been on mute for a while.
Okay, good. As has Nebulous.
That said, I'm imagining, like, that everyone here has, like, at least a little bit of, I feel, some of the ADHD energy.
Oh,
That thing
yeah.
where you suddenly remember the thing.
Yup.
I feel like all of our brains are wired strongly enough that way that just the fact that, like, Yersinia, Mithraea, and Dreadful have remembered we're supposed to be looking for Big Tooth Guy, that, like, it unmutes Havelock.
Oh, God.
So,
Yup.
like...
It's
Oh, way too much!
It's
But suddenly you guys...
It's a lot.
But you guys are also now aware that we're supposed to be looking for Big Tooth Man.
Yep. Also, Havelock is, you do quickly, like, Havelock does their best to tamp down as much of it as they can to get a quick message across, and they're like, okay, so the plan is me and Nebulous here me and Nebulous here work these people into unconsciousness and snag their tickets, then blame it on the self-cleaning rooms.
City's like, that's a good idea.
It won't take much. Yeah. And Havelock's like, I mean, this couple's a pair of amateurs. This won't take long.
Meanwhile, you hear Mithraea in the back. What the fuck does that man have in his ass?
Oh, do you really want an answer to that question?
I'm not Yersinia. Actually, yes.
Oh, I may have summoned a Shoggoth or two because tentacles are fun for the whole group.
Yersinia's like, okay, back onto mute with you.
Yup.
Dreadful sits down in the middle of the casino and stares longingly at the drink that has appeared in her hand in the past 5 seconds.
Yersinia is like looking at this, and she's like, why don't you just... How bad of an influence am I allowed to be?
That's your call.
Mithraea is like, don't you fucking dare. If it makes her more functional, unless you want to carry her.
Oh, no.
Oh, this is one of those times where I like to roll a dice to see what
yes,
happens,
roll a dice. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a natural 1 on a d20.
Guess there. Does that mean that you resist or that you don't, though?
No, that's resisting. Dreadful say. In fact, that's a catastrophic failure in terms of that.
Oh my god.
All right.
So
somebody's getting crunk. crunk.
City's like, well,
badly to mind sex.
Yes.
Cool. She swigs the whole drink, just and puts it down on the table above her or something. I like the idea that she just like sat down next to a table, just putting drinks on there. And then she's like, and then she just sort of drinks another drink that's appeared in her hand since then.
Oh no.
Yersinia watches this and she's like, well, she's definitely going to be a distraction. Where's those cards?
And then I think there's a third. And then I think she puts that one on the table. And then there's a third drink in the last hand.
Yep.
And she's just like... And then with that, she puts that one on the table. Like, so she's not...
That's around the moment where Mithraea is going to grab her.
So
Yeah.
and frog march her after Yersinia.
Yeah.
the table on which you were placing those drinks has a individual there that, like, as you're putting these half-finished drinks up there, they're taking the glasses and finishing them. They don't seem to notice that you're putting them there.
Perfect.
Oh my god.
So Yersinia sort of takes Dreadfusay into their custody there and continues.
Yes.
They move towards the poker tables.
Yeah, we're also watching for Big Toothy Man while we are doing this, but we figure we might as well blend in.
Absolutely. So as you're moving through the kind of rows of poker tables there, at one of them, a very well-dressed, devilish-looking gentleman sort of like has a hand up, sort of like snapping, and one of those like, "We need another player here. Hey, anyone around? We're one short."
Yersinia it like beelines over. Because of the way
Dreadfusay's
her
about-
robe falls, it looks like she looks like she's on wheels. Just
God.
The devilish gentleman sort of like looks you up and down as you sit down, and like, huh, good. We had someone just
What are the
cash
rules
out in
about
the middle of the
veils
round.
and poker games?
There aren't any.
I don't imagine there would be.
Tables wearing like aviators or like a visor or something like that.
I was wondering that. I was like thinking, would that be against the rules? But then again, people wear all kinds of stuff. So yeah.
The gentleman on your other side, he looks a bit like Steve Buscemi. He's wearing aviators and like a Hawaiian shirt, and he's really twitchy, and he's like sweating bullets, and he's like, "Fuck, hey man, can you spot me this next round? I'm fucking bleeding chips out here, and fucking that bastard's about to take me out of the game. My luck doesn't turn around."
Yersinia is like, what bastard?
Fucking bad bastard over there who's fucking acting like he runs the place. Piece of shit.
Yersinia looks where this guy's pointing.
Don't look at him. It's the devilish.
Yersinia like gestures at the veil that she's wearing.
He sort of gestures, nods towards the guy that had just been making a bit of a commotion there. He kind of looks like
the one who summoned us over.
Classical sort of like devil kind of guy. Got like hair about like kind of in a bob cut sort of thing. He's wearing like a big suit. He has like fancy like blue like diamond earrings and a bunch of rings on his fingers. He has a stogie about the size of a baseball bat.
Are you sure this isn't just Hannibal Chow?
Maybe a little bit. And he has the largest pile of chips at the table in front of him by a fair bit.
Of course.
Yersinia's like, so Yersinia sees that, and like, you guys can't see this. Mithraia knows her well enough to see like her posture shifts. She gets funky and predatory all of a sudden.
Oh,
basically, Yersinia has seen a challenge. Yersinia wants to go for it. But Yersinia still has at least a little bit of strategy, so she's like, sure, I'll help you. By any chance? Of course. It's, I am a nun. We do try to have compassion for others. I do have a question. Do you know if anyone around here is going to be invited to that? I've heard people talking about an auction.
Oh, yeah, the auction. Yeah.
Do you know anyone who has a spare ticket, or even anyone who's going who might bring us along?
Shit, I mean, Mr. Hellstrom over there has he's at all the auctions. But I don't think he's really the Sharon type, you know?
Oh, perfect. No, that's fine. Yersinia, like, plonks probably Mithraia's potential gambling materials, or at least part of them, into this guy's hands, while, of course, retaining her own, and makes a modest bet.
Okay. It's betting time. And we're going to resolve that the same way we resolve everything in this game, with dice.
With dice.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love resolving card games with dice.
Card games on motor dice. Never mind. Moving on.
An effort was made.
So roll me a 2d6.
Yeah.
That's the best. Sort of see how your luck turns up.
Cross your fingers, everybody, and let's hope that the fucking bot doesn't take a hike.
Oh.
No. Ow.
So first round does not go great.
No, it doesn't.
You get the impression that Mr. Hellstrom there is a bit of a shark.
Yeah, just a touch.
You very quickly get the impression that like he basically wants people over there so he can continue to like bleed chips out of them.
Mm-hmm.
For him, it seems to be less a matter of making money and more a matter of dominating a little bit. Like you know
is
that
this
kind
Findom?
you're not out of the game or anything like that, but your round does not go well, and you pretty much end where you started.
Yeah, no, your city is kind of she's not surprised, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, again, she's you don't know where, but she's definitely played a good bit of poker, and she's played it nice, and she's played it dirty. And she's definitely thinking about the latter of the two right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. The guy on the other side of you is like twitching. He's got like 2 chips left in front of him. He's like, man, they're gonna break my fucking knees.
Oh God.
God, I never should have asked Jane for that loan.
Oh God.
Really, your Cynia's eyes like light the fuck up. Jane, what, who's this Jane you're talking about?
Jane. Wait, you know Jane?
I don't know, do I? What's her last name?
Card holder or some shit. I don't know.
Maybe.
He sort of smiles at you, and you realize that he has teeth all the way down his throat.
Oh. By any chance, what's your name?
Frankie. Why? What's yours?
Question, did Jane tell you to look out for some people coming through?
Yeah, she did. Why? Oh, shit. Yeah, okay. It's you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shit. Sorry, okay. You caught me in a real bad spot here.
It happens.
Normally I do way better than this, but fucking Hellstrom had to sit down at this table with me, and just the whole evening's out the window.
So you're sitting, again, sort of quietly. So what's his deal? He just, apparently he wins and wins and wins. Is there a reason why? Is he that good, or does he have help?
I mean, these guys, like, places like to keep their high rollers around, but only for so long, Like, they got them for a week or two, but then, like, you're starting to get too much money built up, because, I asked you to leave very politely, because, they need the profit margins. You know how it is.
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah, no, Mr. Hellstrom has been on a fucking winning streak for close to now time passes weird here, probably close to a month now, and a lot of pit bosses just don't kind of seem like they're looking the other way a lot of the time. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I don't know. Something hinky's going on,
Yesenia kind of goes, She looks at Dreadfase, and she's like, Dread, how can you do a real quick detect magic on Moneybags McGee over there? Are you sober enough?
I mean, I might have trouble, but I'll try. I dread to say that she's only drunk 2 drinks. They weren't that strong.
But she's not drunk enough for cocky overconfidence yet. Damn.
No, she's not. But she's a bit lightheaded, so this will be a bit harder than the last roll, I'd say. But
yes.
It's basically detect magic again, focusing on a more specific target.
Give me another 3d6. Take the best.
If you get another all odds, I'm gonna let myself into a coma.
Slightly better.
Oh, I'm good.
So, you get a yes, but so, you do another detect magic on Mr. Hellstrom here, and so those threads of abjugative magic that had been webbing around, you notice that none of them are in contact with him. Almost like there's a small bubble around him. and it doesn't seem to be for lack of trying. These threads sort of like, you can see them sort of like slowly drift about like seaweed underwater or something like that. And when they make contact with people or things, they'll sort of like brush over them, sort of like checking them,
Hmm.
essentially. But they don't seem to be able to do that with him. They sort of seem to shift around him. Like I said, almost like there's a little bit of a bubble around him.
Hmm.
So that's the yes. The but comes around that, like, as you're noticing this, you notice a couple of them sort of brush across to you, and almost immediately you see a nearby pit boss sort of like perk up and look in your direction.
Hmm.
Oh no, Mr. Shakedown has noticed you.
Oh God.
So
Wow.
the pit bosses kind of look like they kind of have a stone golem thing going on a little
Oh
bit. They
God.
look like they're chiseled out of stone. They have really large lower jaws, and they all wear
They're all that
like
one dude from Thor Ragnarok.
yeah, actually a little bit like fuck, what was that guy's name?
I think it's Taika Waititi voices him. Doesn't
It
it?
is Taika Waititi
Ah.
voicing him, but I don't remember the guy's name.
Yeah. It's like
But yeah,
Thor,
they look
anyway.
like big stone dudes,
Cool.
and they all wear like plain black T-shirts. This guy's plain black T-shirt says "Tap Out" on it, so you immediately recognize him as a douchebag. But he sort of seems to notice you and takes a step towards you, arms crossed, like, "Evening. Enjoying the casino?"
Didn't I see you in a thing?
This ends well.
Yersinia watches all this happen. She's she kind of gestures to Mithraia. Mithria's gonna go over and she's gonna try to smooth things out. She's like, we're sorry, we're kind of looking after this one. She's a bit of a disaster.
I'm a bit overwhelmed. I've not been in a building before.
What?
I'm just picturing this
A building-
boss being like,
Like this. It's very pretty. And I thought, hey, maybe there's some magics in the room. So I did my magic eyes. She's snitching.
Yeah.
God!
Okay.
Because she's panicking, and this is the way
She's
out that she's
panicking and
seen.
Oh God!
Wait. So who's she snitching on?
And she's like, but yeah, she's. This is. I know it's.
on
it's
who?
not, but
Yeah,
no,
Of
it's like-
herself?
no, she's like, well, yes, but she's like, I did my magic eyes, which give me the magic eyes, and I can see
the magic.
the magic.
And what did you see with your
And-
magic eyes?
And I saw that this fellow, and she gestures like tries to do it subtly, but isn't actually that good at being subtle because it's her. But I think the net's not. I don't think he's. I think he's immune to magic.
Interesting gambit. That's Okay. Give me 2d6. Give me 2d6. Because you are calling on yourself,
to the pit
but you're
boss. Holy shit.
potentially showing off something worse. Okay. Yeah. Give me.
Oh my God.
Holy shit!
Yes,
okay, that's
but.
a yes, but okay. Give me a second here.
Mithraia is doing like helpless hand gestures of what the fuck are you doing?
All right.
If you could read her nunly like sign language, it's what the fuck is your damage?
Yup.
So, on one hand, he clearly is looking at you like this bastard fucked up. But also, like when you mention like, hey, that guy doing something that's probably not copacetic, he does shift his attention, sort of glare a little bit at Hellstrome's like, uh-huh. All right. Well, you look like you've maybe had a bit too much to drink here. Maybe you need a little bit of a timeout." And he grabs you by the scruff of your shirt there, and is sort of like pulling you away from Yersinia and Mithraia.
Oh no.
However, at the same time, something like 4 or 5 other pit bosses all descend on that table and surround
Oh,
Hellstrom, and there's suddenly a lot of yelling.
I'm just, I can't believe that fucking worked.
Oh my god. Okay.
So that gambit sort of paid off, but you are still in some amount of trouble.
Yeah.
Her internet is probably having issues. Oh no.
Valid. All right. That actually sort
Well,
of
that
works.
works.
That works.
Because Dreadsay is briefly back.
Okay, there we go.
Oh. Is my internet back now?
I'm gonna say that
Yeah, you're
thematically
back.
sort of works because you are briefly detained, but
Yeah. My internet dropped out all of a sudden.
yeah,
Sorry.
no worries.
It happens.
It happens.
It's probably prone to drop out again, so if I've been arrested, that's maybe a good idea.
Yeah.
You haven't been
I don't
arrested.
think you get
but, like,
arrested at a
clearly
casino.
Sort of. Yeah.
I feel like this pit boss is gonna like start just drink some fucking water, would you?
Yeah. Oh god, is the pit boss gonna play like parent for her for a bit? Because that's funny.
I like here's an ongoing character thing with Dreadfeste. Dreadfeste turns somebody into a dad each episode.
Exactly.
The dad has been
She
acquired.
just collects dads.
So we'll get back to Dreadfeste's fate here in a moment. I'm gonna warp back to the table where Hellstrom is trying to engage in some sort of screaming match with a pit boss whose name appears to be Boot. Meanwhile, the other 4 are like, "Sir, we're gonna have to ask you to step away from the sir. If you're gonna cause a scene,
I'm
here,
imagining all of them,
and like
all of
start
them
to
have
pull away from
one-word
the
names, so it's like Boot and Tub.
Yeah, you've got Boot, Gunk, and Slab there.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what their name tags say, except for Boots, which
Yes.
is just a small boot.
Yup.
Anyway, so
I'm
he's
picturing
sort
the
of
piece
getting
from
pulled away
Monopoly.
from the table there, and the dealer is like, "Well, that looks like that's going to bring the game to a draw." So, and sort of like, I don't know what the term for that is, but sort of like closes the game out.
Yeah.
Like, all right, we're not taking anything else from him, but like we can't play at that point, especially because he had most of the money.
Yeah.
Frankie
there's a
just sort
question
of
as to
like
how did he
sinks
get it.
into his chair and is like, "Oh, thank."
Oh, thank fuck.
Yersinia gestures a drink over to herself and like pulls her veil back just so she can watch the high def meltdown going on with Hellstrom because she lives for this shit.
Yup.
He is extremely like,
Yersinia
"How
thrives
dare
on
you?
drama.
My dad owns a dealership," sort of thing.
Oh god, yes. Oh my god.
A Karen Hellstrom.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Did Dredger say Karen someone to death?
Yes.
Possibly.
So he's getting hauled away. Frankie is just sort of like, "Oh, thank Christ. At least I'm not completely dry." And as for Dreadfisse, you're getting kind of hauled back the way you guys came towards the entryway by this guy, and is just like fucking drunks causing all sorts of problems. But is stopped partway along by one of the servers. It's another one of those eye-covered individuals, and sort of like puts a hand to his chest, like, "Honey, is this one causing problems? She doesn't look like she's doing too bad. I think she just needs a minute here." And the pit boss sort of looks from her to Dreadfisse back, sort of like, "Not my problem," and sort of just leaves you with one of the servers. She sort of sets you down to the side, like, "You doing all right, hon? You look a little glassy."
The drinks kept appearing in my hand. She She looks at her hand and there's another drink there.
Oh no.
The server kind of puts her hand around. It's like, you don't need to drink that if you don't want to. I think the algorithm's a little happy hour.
Over eager.
Yeah.
I
She
can.
puts the drink down.
She sort of looks to the air around you and sort of seems to like massage the air a little bit. And the next drink that pops into your hand is non-alcoholic.
Like fuck, she
It's like
drinks
some,
the
it's like
glass of
some
water.
juice or something like that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like, I can
Get
tell
you
you're
some
having a rough go of
juice,
it.
buddy. Get you
It's-
some cookies and orange juice.
It's like a blood draw.
Exactly.
Also, her name tag is Emily. It's Emily.
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 At about this time, Havelock and Nebulous are recovering and kind of staggering out of the brothel there.
Yep. Havelock's pockets a bit heavier than they might have been before.
In addition to a couple of valuables and rings that got stuck in orifices and things like that.
Oh yeah, no, beyond all of that. And Havelock made sure to leave them with a little friend to keep them occupied for a bit longer. Everyone in that room is just out of their mind on like who even knows what. Havelock whipped out the experimental shit where he just gets high and starts mixing things together to see what happens.
Some of those people are dead.
I'm picturing you kept some of like the mushroom material from the trip before the last one.
We've had
So,
months.
like-
Havelock's been making regular trips back there to get more.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, so you've got people down there who are screaming about like what was it, blue orangine?
Oh yeah, they're screaming about octarine and all
That's
kinds
it,
of stuff.
octarine.
Oh yeah, it's
so-
great.
So question is, amongst what they have, do we have a ticket and do we need more than one?
So you do there amongst your findings. There are a pair of gilded invitations in like some very nice envelopes.
Excellent.
They're a little bit crumpled up, and one has a damp corner. But
I-
I don't
listen.
think they mind that.
These things happen.
You know.
Yeah. Havelock, yes. I was about to say, for whatever reason, Havelock never had to put his cravat back on.
Oh my god.
The cravat stays on.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you sort of stagger out,
Yep.
tired and sweaty, but triumphant.
Oh god,
Um,
yes. I'm assuming there's showers. They took full advantage.
Of
Havelock
course.
has like
they've got like
Yeah.
steam rooms and
Yeah.
spas and all sorts of stuff.
Havelock has wound Havelock is back fully together. Like they've wound some. This time they've decided they like braided up their hair behind their head, and there's like ribbons of like purple and gold braided into them.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Havelock has gone
Extra.
completely extra.
Oh, and completely native, I presume. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Like Havelock could live here and not notice time going by at all.
I mean, there are
Easily.
neither windows nor clocks.
Exactly.
It's a casino.
which is
Yeah.
true of many actual casinos. Or did you just say that? Because yes.
Oh
Yeah,
no, I've been
um,
to plenty of them.
Things that they
Casinos are fun.
I've never actually been
they're
to
fun,
one,
but
I
they're
would like to go.
dangerous.
Oh, yeah, like-
I've only been to a couple, but they're
Me
very
and friends
good at
like to
what
go
they do.
gambling now and then. I'll just like bring a couple $100 I don't mind burning and just like see how long I can play cards for.
Yeah, honestly, that's the trick. Is just making sure you don't spend more than you need to.
Yeah.
No,
that
yeah,
is
you gotta set hard limits for that. Casinos and supermarkets, the places where time don't exist.
No.
True, Minerva, very true.
I was gonna say, if you think about it, casinos, like much like an empty supermarket, an empty casino would be scarily liminal. One
Oh
of those
god,
things.
yeah.
Yeah, that would
Oh,
be very
God.
surreal,
Yeah.
especially considering how many of them are 24-hour.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, so okay, but one other question. How
Yeah.
many invites do we need to get in? Is it just one? Or is this a one and a partner?
Oh yeah,
Or
I was
is
about to say,
this...
yeah, are these for like one and then like plus one
So
guest or something?
yeah, they're one plus a guest. Yes.
Okay, so we've got
4 out of
two.
5.
Yeah, so that's one for Havelock and Nebulous, one for Dreadfesse. So it looks like Yersinia still has to get one for her and Mithraya.
That's true.
Um,
I mean, alternatively, I suppose, like, Nebby would be willing to sit it out if we just want to take in Dreadfussé instead, along with,
I
like...
may kind of want to, like, win one at a card game.
Okay, actually do that. That'd be fun.
Yeah. So, that was what I was hoping was going to happen with Hellstrom, was...
But then...
Instead, you
But
got
then-
kicked out.
Instead,
Yeah.
that was still funny.
Okay! It's like...
On to
Yeah,
a
like,
new
your
mark.
city definitely is just like, what? It's like, well, there goes. She's, in her mind, she's just seeing a little ticket with wings flying away.
Yup.
So, yeah, so Yersenia's next thing is she's gonna, like, elbow Frank and be like, who the hell else has a ticket down here?
Like,
And who's good and stupid to boot?
he's super twitchy. Like you haven't
Frank's a
seen
twitchy
someone
lad.
twitchy
Yeah.
like this since half
Yeah, yeah.
Yup.
Yersenia puts a hand out. Also, question.
Yeah.
My friend over here is real good at coming up with things that help with whatever you seem to be going through. Do you want some of that?
I mean, I'm not gonna say no.
Cool.
Maybe I
Tell
should,
me
but I'm not
who
gonna.
else. Then let's figure out which one of these other fine people has a ticket that we can appropriate, and we can maybe help you out with all this.
So, see, here's the thing: is a lot of the upper crust type folks, they don't really hang out down here. I mean, Hellstrom is
So you
doing
mean the high rollers?
Long Dick Johnson over here, but not all of them.
I love... Oh my god, I love that reference. Thank you so much.
Excuse me, was that person's name Long Dick Johnson?
Hence the long dick.
Hence the long dick. I love that fucking
Yes.
thing. Long Dick
Oh my God.
Johnson. And he had a fucking long dick. Hence the name.
Okay.
No,
So what you're
there is, I do think Eight-Eyed Jack is around, and she's a pretty high roller at the best of times.
So what you're
but-
telling me is we need to go to the high rollers room.
But she's very cutthroat, She's known for making big, risky sort of bets. Definitely seems like the sort of person that would put an invitation up for grabs. But I can't completely guarantee she would not stab you afterwards if you were to succeed. And that's kind of
You
big.
see-
No offense.
Your city is like, I know a lot about Cutthroat. Mithra in the background. Yo, boy, does she!
Oh god.
Jesus.
So your city kind of again. I'm not sure. Given how short Steve Buscemi is, I'm going to presume that when Yersinia stands up and kind of like
God
she
towers
puts
over
an
this
arm
poor
around-
bastard.
She puts an arm around him and like stands him up too. And his feet may dangle a little bit, and she's like, "Show me the way to this cutthroat individual."
Yeah, of course.
So yes, it looks like Steve Buscemi is being abducted by the ghost of Christmas future.
Yeah, so yeah, he can certainly lead you back to the High Rollers area.
Yes.
Would Havelock, Dreadfussé, and Nibirius like to join you? Or are you guys?
Ooh, I'm always.
Think
up
you
for
guys are
some
welcome to
good
come along and
old-fashioned
watch the-
gambling.
I think
Watch the
Dreadfussé is
bullshit.
feeling better, and she has a plan.
Yep.
A typically Dreadfussé plan.
Also, Havelock does.
I'm sorry.
On their way through, just does almost like with a surprising amount of skill at it. Havelock palms one of his little things and sleight of hands it to our boy here,
Frank.
Frank. That's it. Yeah, just sleight of hands Frank a little hangover fix. Basically picture a dose of Fixer from Fallout, but in
Yeah.
potion form. It's like
So
this should
he takes that
this'll help
and
with the
seems
shakes.
he seems to just eat it with his hand. You're not entirely sure how that works, but he takes it in his hand and you hear a crunch, and then his wrist sort of bulges as though it's swallowing it.
Amazing.
Oh my god.
Havelock's looking at that looking at this person with renewed interest. Oh.
The
Blowjob
high roller area
hands.
is sort of
Yersinia hears that over the brain group
Yeah,
chat.
you do hear it just over the brain link.
It is free to not say stuff.
Yeah, it is. However, this is Havelock.
Of course.
So the high roller area is sort of separated out from the main floor, but by essentially very large, fine silk purple curtains. That was a tortuously constructed sentence. It's considerably quieter, and there's a very strong, like, herbal smell to it, like fine aged tobacco.
Mhm.
It's much quieter, much more sparsely attended, and it's a lot more low key.
Oh, quick question.
Yeah.
Utterly incidental. Like,
Yeah.
is smoking allowed in this casino?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Okay, none of you have seen Havelock without a cigar in his mouth since you came in.
Yes. Or other things that could be a cigar, depending on whether you're asking Freud about it.
You
Well,
think you
listen.
take a cigar out of their mouth to suck dick? You
Yeah,
can do
no.
both once.
No,
Pork and
it's
the left
both.
goes. Anyway.
Jesus.
But yeah, so high rollers area.
Yeah, but it's much more quiet, much more chill, and much more sparsely attended. There is a blackjack table.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Oh
that
boy.
has high stakes blackjack. How's that do it for you?
Oh.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Blackjack's fun. It's so simple.
And there's a couple of well dressed individuals there that kind of look like the quiet men from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh boy.
Oh, fuck.
That are basically like the really long, skinny, like almost ghoulish looking sort of guys.
It's Doug Jones. It's Doug Jones
Doug
all the way
Jones.
down.
Yeah.
It's just
Roughly 30% of the population of this casino is Doug Jones.
Yes.
And like they are very silent. They don't seem to move much. But then at the other end of the table is a she kind of just looks like a ordinary human person, but she's dressed very like she's wearing like 3 different like cloaks or something like that. Like there's a green one, a purple one, a brown one, just sort of like about her shoulders. She's wearing 2 different hats and 3 pairs of glasses, and she is looking at these cards with an intensity that should set them on fire.
Damn.
And as you approach the table, her eyes sort of just flick up at you and is like, "You joining?"
Yersinia sits down. Yes.
Good. They're about to deal. And like she does not break eye contact with you. Frankie sort of sidles behind you and is like, "That's 8-eyed Jack. She's scared."
Don't say.
Yeah. But Yersinia hands Frank to Mithraia as she sits down, by the way.
You take care of this.
Yes.
Yep.
I have a Dreadful plan.
Uh-huh.
I'm presuming this is over the brain lake, and Yersinia's like, not right now, you don't.
No. She's just like she's trying to ask you who Jack is over the brain link, I think, but like that's just so she doesn't flirt with the wrong one.
What is the Dreadful? Yeah, like suddenly you just hear Havelock like, what is the Dreadful plan?
No, it's way better if she does the shot. I've got a plan.
Yeah.
Tell me who Jack is. Can you tell me? Are you sure that's Jack?
What?
The one that
Yes.
isn't a quiet man.
Yes. What's a quiet man?
Good. I just want to be sure that I don't flirt with the wrong one.
What is the plan?
Yersinia
Now
realizes
Havelock
what she's
sounds
planning on
alarmed.
doing and just decides, like, you know what? I'm just going to let this happen.
Dreadful thinks
Because
her plan is
essentially-
quite obvious because she's stolen it from Casino Royale, a
Oh.
play
Yeah.
she saw once starring James Bond.
Oh,
And
God.
somebody called Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, like
Oh.
you remember that sort of bit in? There's a whole element of like the girl being a distraction.
Yeah, the James, the Bond girl.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
my
there's a
God.
whole thing about that, right?
Dreadfest is going to try to Eva Green her way out of the problem.
Yeah. So yeah, Dreadful plan is to basically distract this woman by flirting with her.
I honestly, one of the other plans I was going to have you flirt with Hellstrom, but that didn't happen. So this works
Yep.
perfectly.
She's very gay.
Yeah.
This is half because it's a plan, and half because this lady has 8 eyes and she wants all of them staring at her. Um,
Okay. So,
Oh
should
god.
we deal first, or should
Goes to the other two
Dreadful say
guys at the
flirt
table.
first?
Christ. Do I want to make this worse? Do I want Havelock to also sit down at the
Oh,
blackjack
I put
table?
that in dice rolls, dumbass.
Oh, come on, get in on it.
Oh, sure,
Edge
yeah.
of the chaos.
Okay, sure,
Mhm.
fuck it. Havelock looks at Nibirius and is like, budget me. And Nibirius, like, takes both of their money, pools it, gives Havelock a portion, and is like, this is what you can lose. And Havelock's just like, okay. And then sits
Alright.
down at the table.
People who are running distractions, roll me 2d6 each.
Alright. I don't know if Havelock's thing counts as a distraction. They do want to play blackjack.
no.
Okay, so that's a no but.
No but.
Let's see what else we get here.
The
And should-
Dark Day.
Question: should Yersinia roll just as like part of the game?
Yeah, I was about to say, like, should Havelock...
Let's get everything else kind of squared
Cool.
away, and
Sounds
then
good.
we'll do a separate roll for the game, because
Okay.
how like the distractions when I go may affect that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So Dreadface's attempt at flirting doesn't really go anywhere. Eight-Eye Jack seems pretty focused on the game, and so like any attempt at like conversation or what have you is generally ignored. But you do get what we call that. You do get an idea of Jack's sort of playing style there. Like we have some of the familiarity with the guys that count cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are like the MIT group that got really fucking good at counting cards and got
Oh yeah,
banned
I've
from
heard
like
of them.
every casino.
Yep.
Through just like a round or two of watching, you can tell that essentially that's what Jack is doing here is counting cards like a motherfucker.
I was about to say, that's the other thing. It's actually really easy to tell when someone is counting cards, if you're playing blackjack especially, because they will play very poorly. Someone who's counting cards is playing, they will play the long game and they'll win, but they'll do it by making really bad plays that are blatantly, obviously bad.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Yersinia picks up on that immediately.
Yeah, and
like
Dreadface's flirting doesn't go anywhere, but it does kind of expose what Jack's game plan is here, and that gives you something to work with.
Absolutely. God, I wish I actually played blackjack more.
Blackjack is so fun, and I love it. It's
You
all I
probably
play.
have
It's
fun
that or
stuff.
slots when I go to casinos. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a very
So,
basic bitch.
Question:
Yeah.
Havelock's flirting attempt. How does that go?
Havelock's not flirting. Havelock is at the table
Havelock's
playing.
Havelock is playing.
Okay.
Havelock's chomping on cigars, having some classy drinks, and playing some cards.
Yeah.
I do really like the idea of just multiple people coming up like, hey,
God, no.
you
No.
play her often.
Well, it's funny you should say that because Yersinia kind of sees all this go down, and she's just curious enough that she's going. What basically she is going to attempt to do is flirt with Jack by very sexily taking her hood off.
Oh.
This is probably going to be ineffective.
It
I don't
works on
fucking care.
Havelock.
I think it might work a bit on Dreadful.
So, what do you want me to roll? 2d6, 1d6?
We're gonna say 1d6 for that because I don't like.
Yeah, no, I'm fine
we'll
with
see
that.
what
This
happens,
is ridiculous.
But that's
It works.
all right.
I really wanted this to go poorly.
Is it Mithraya that's flirting?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm pretty sure this works on all of our group, but not this.
Yeah.
Like even
It's
Nibirius is
Mithraya
just like,
in
oh.
skeleton form, to be clear. Is Mithraya in skeleton form when she's flirting? To be
Oh
clear?
no, sorry. This is Yersinia who's trying to
Yersinia
distractedly
is-
flirt with.
Okay.
basically make the game a little more difficult. But yeah, no, she's human. She's human at this point. Though they do have skull face paint on because they are extra bitches that way.
Yup. I was about to say, yeah, Havelock hasn't seen this look in a minute, and it is doing things for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I have a way that this could work. It might be a little bit glue for your Yersinia style, but we'll see. So let me know if
at this point, yeah, go for it, honestly.
Okay. When the next round of betting comes up there and everyone's putting out their bets, you make eye contact with Jack, make sure that she is reciprocating, and you put your underwear in the betting pile.
Sure, yeah, Yersinia would do that.
That's actually some high-risk shit. That'd work.
Yeah, no, Yersinia
And-
would actually, and
Yes!
Yersinia would do that because she's got a similar bug to Jack on this.
Oh, God.
So,
Is this about to
that-
become strip poker because Havelock's going to start throwing in clothes? Yes!
That
All right.
absolutely throws
Yes!
Jack off of her game a little bit.
Yeah!
What did you say, AK? I missed it.
That absolutely throws Jack off of her game a little bit.
Uh-huh, good.
Yes!
The dealer does not seem to fucking notice.
Yeah,
or
the dealers
care. They're
don't
just
give a
like,
shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd be
Okay,
surprised if they even had genitals.
But yeah, no, like, if strip poker is happening, Havelock is in, and Nebulous just like you just see Nebulous look like the world's most exasperated parent.
All right. So with those stakes, we are going to have. So what we're going to do here is we're going to have. Yersinia and Havelock and myself all roll 2d6.
All right.
And we're sort of going to roll against each other a little
Okay,
bit.
cool. Let's
Sounds
see what
good.
happens.
So
Oh no.
Eh,
All right,
boo.
here we go. Yes.
Glad somebody's winning.
Interesting. Okay. So
Havelock would have thrown probably their coat in first. I don't know if they could take their underwear off without
No, they threw the cravat in first.
their
cravat
cravats.
that has-
Yes,
that
that
hasn't gone
cravat's
anywhere.
that cravat's seen some things.
So, without any actual words being exchanged amongst anyone at the table, this sort of quietly, implicitly becomes a game of strip blackjack.
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Like,
I love
no one says
Yes.
anything, but over the next couple of rounds, Jack's pile also acquires a shoe, and then another shoe, and then some very long socks.
Yup.
And, like, yeah, like would Yersinia put her veil up there out of curiosity?
Yeah, Yersinia puts the veil up there. She probably pulls off one of her gloves with her teeth.
Mhm.
Oh, a game and a show. Well then.
Yes.
This is not
And-
what I
And
expected to be
Mithrai is
happening
standing
today.
behind Yersinia going, where the fuck did you learn to do all of that?
Yeah, Mithrai is probably sitting there like, why didn't you do this to me? What the fuck?
Yersinia's like, every saint has a past, every sinner has a future.
Havelock, for their part, is just having the time of their life.
Mithrai
This is-
looks at Nebulous with like, what?
The funniest thing is Nebulous is just like the funniest thing is Nebulous just looks at Mithraia like, oh god, he just gets like this. The second someone makes anything fun, he just has to throw himself into it fully.
So basically, here's what happens then from there, as this slowly turns into a game of strip blackjack.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is Yersinia, you don't play particularly well, but you succeed on really drawing Jack's attention to you, and with her attention drawn to you, she kind of seems to forget that Havelock is also there playing.
Yes.
Havelock kind of manages to essentially like snatch a victory out from under her with
Ooh.
not paying attention.
Havelock's not
make your
wearing
own
Yersinia's
dirty
panties
puns.
as a mask.
Yeah, of course.
Never.
Notably,
it
given the
doesn't-
fact that she probably wears bloomers, like
Yup.
Pretty effective.
Doesn't
laugh.
sexy
doesn't
bloomers. but
matter to
still.
have doesn't matter to Havelock. Nobody cared who I was until I put on the mask.
Yersinia is looking at him like, what on God's green fucking earth?
He does it as a joke for a moment and then takes them off, and he's like, "These are a lot."
Yes.
80s grandma thunderpants.
With a split crotch because she comes from a world where that's normal.
Yeah, that's valid.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, with 2 no's and a yes, pretty much Havelock kind of pulls out the surprise win and manages to pull Jack's invitation as well.
Nice.
Before getting sufficiently undressed, just cause.
Oh yes. Notably,
Okay.
the 2 quiet men there do not involve themselves and don't really even seem to react.
That's
and
fair.
when the game concludes, they both stand up in unison and walk away as though like nothing had happened.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, you can interpret that however you like.
Yep.
Oh my god.
But yeah, Jack just sort of shovels over the invitation and some of the pile of obols there, and again has not said anything since she told you to sit down at the table, but is just sort of like staring at Yersinia with the same intensity that she was just staring at the cards.
Yep. Havelock also definitely is just triumphantly wearing one of her cloaks now.
Oh god.
It's just like, like they are now topless in the casino, just wearing the cloak.
Yeah, I'm imagining wearing the cloak and also Yersinia's veil inside out.
Yes, the veil is on, their cravat is on, and the cloak, and that's it. They're wearing like their pants and boots still.
Yes.
Havelock doesn't
Yersinia
look
has
like a
retrieved her
fashion
underwear.
disaster.
Thank you.
Yes. Havelock had fun with it. You can have it back now.
Yersinia like holds it with 2 fingers, folds it up, and stuffs it into one of her pockets.
Yup.
Okay.
This session has just been pure horny from start to finish, and I'm sorry for that.
No, you're good.
I mean, I knew that eventually, like, I feel like it is the lot of every GM at some point to just have your team try to flirt their way in and out of every problem.
I mean, they specifically designed this session as sort of like a social engineering sort of challenge.
Absolutely.
I think we are getting to a point that we're going to be wrapping up here.
Yeah, yeah.
I know
this
our
would be
time
a
is very
perfect.
limited, and this is probably the best place to cut it before we get into
Yeah.
the auction house itself.
That's fair.
Sounds
but if there's
good,
any,
yeah.
like, wrap up things that we want to do while we're still in the casino, but before we finish.
I feel like we've got everything besides the fact. So, I feel like your city is. I like. If Jack is
Havelock.
Jack going to like follow us? I don't.
She's hard to read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something odd and intense about her, and you're not sure if it's attractive or interesting or scary or
Yeah.
anything else.
It could be all of them.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think Dread to say is into this, but also knows that she's not interested and is going to back off
Yeah. Question, Nick, have
after
you read
watching the
Born?
strip game.
Have I read Born? I need to read Born still.
You read? Okay, I was gonna say because
Jeff
what I'm
Vandermeer is
picturing,
such a
there's
good
a
author.
Yeah, there's a character in it called the Magician who is exactly who I'm picturing for Eight-Eyed Jack.
Mhm.
I'll look that up.
Yeah. Anyway, continuing. So
Havelock is just looking at Nibirius like, Nebby, love, we have got to come back here. I love this place.
Nibirius is looking at you like, I'm gonna have to put you on a timeout when we get
Oh
home.
god, yeah, no, Nibirius is just like Nibirius for the first time that you've seen ever, like Nibirius is just giving off real big top vibes and just looking at
Oh my gosh.
Havelock like, you are going to pay for all of this later.
Yeah, Nibirius has evolved. Typically, I picture Nibirius as just Jonathan Joestar. He's accidentally evolved into Jotaro somewhere between points A and B.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
They're written top energy in brackets in my notes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Meanwhile, Havelock is just the world's most goblin-y bottom.
Oh my god.
They're just the most fucking... Like, that's all they've done. All they've done since they've been here has been an enormous fucking goblin, and I love it.
Yeah. Oh my god.
God
brings
gave
out-
Havelock hands, but not shame.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Does this mean Havelock is a raccoon?
Possibly.
Yes. So
It's called a trash can, damn it. Not a trash can't.
okay. Oh
I
my
have
God,
an
you
idea,
guys.
but you go first. If
No, you go for it, Dreadful. I really don't
Okay.
know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, okay, because because I was just thinking, Emily was nice
Mhm.
to Dreadful, and Dreadful no, even as a medieval person, essentially knows that this is probably a bit line edging, but it's like sort of just finds her quick before now we've got the tickets. He's like, you were nice to me, and I know you're at work, and I'm sorry, but she just sort of hands her a business card. She's like, if
Will you go on a date with me?
it's
Oh.
Emily
Just so-
sort of smiles
just so we
with a mouthful of eyes, like, "Oh, honey, that's incredibly sweet of you." And again, you're not sure if she winks or blinks or whatnot, but there is a gesture in that vein.
yeah.
So
I thought that'd be
gives you
nice.
a peck on the cheek, but again, it's with eyes, so it sort of feels like a paper cut.
Perfect.
They're flat eyes, you see.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very, very thin lips. It's like, if you
Is-
need anything else while you're here, you let me know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I hope the rest of your visit is pleasant.
I know. I was about to. I was trying to think of a better way of saying it, but then no. Dreadful would definitely say you too, and then
Oh, yeah.
realize what she just said, and
God
then leave
damn
it
it.
quickly.
Dreadfest is just a little awkward in the body.
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Okay.
Havelock.
So that's
Yep. I'm so excited. Havelock's just like,
Okay,
Nebby,
guys.
we have got to come back here.
You are in
Uh,
so much trouble.
Yeah, no, Nebby is giving Havelock a look of, you are in so much trouble. And Havelock just looks like, for the first time, like I said, Nebby's giving off like scary top vibes, and it only seems to be making Havelock more wild.
I was gonna say, yeah, no, this bratty goblin bottom alert.
Yeah, no, it's bad. It's really bad. But then, like,
Oh my God.
Havelock just starts making eyes at Neberius, and Neberius just like groans in frustration. Is like, "Fine, we can come back."
Oh boy. Yeah,
Not right.
Mithraia is like looking at Yersinia like, you need to explain some things.
I feel like I missed a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yersinia's like, look, again, you came to the convent after me. You don't know the life that I lived before I went into the convent. I had a very misspent youth as a street child. You weren't a street child. Your parents were from out in Oxium. I mean, the Oxium had streets and they did have card games. So you're telling me that you learned how to do all this just by ripping off your fellow ragamuffins?
And that word Havelock is just on the floor laughing.
Yesterday is like, I started with them.
Oh, you two are an adorable couple.
Incredible.
Yep.
And then eventually, somewhere along the way, the whole me using ghosts to read other people's cards actually resulted in me being able to play well. Oops.
Yeah, if you start looking at how good players play, you'll learn things, even by osmosis.
Yeah, pretty much. That's your city started as a cheat and became good by accident.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
mood.
yeah.
It's also apt for her.
It is. It's
So,
very
On
fitting.
that note, I'm gonna have to get going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was amazing.
Oh,
So
I had
next
so much
week-
fun.
Next week, my
Oh.
job starts, so we will have to start later.
Mhm.
That's okay.
I will keep y'all. I'll have my phone with me. I'll keep y'all appraised of how things, because this is training.
Mhm.
Like, and specifically for the first week or two, it sounds like I may sometimes be in the office or sometimes not. I will let you know what my schedule says once I actually have one.
Yeah, keep us updated.
And then hopefully after that, I'll just be working from home. But
Yep.
we have to like go through the formalities.
through the
Gotta love that.
Mhm.
So
Well, we'll shoot for next week after you're done, and obviously
Yeah.
if anything changes, we can adjust or postpone or what have
absolutely.
you.
Yeah, no, I'd predict probably around like 5:45,
Mhm.
give or take, because that gives me enough time to like get out of there, to get home, and to be like able to sit down and get out of work clothing. So
Mm,
Sounds good.
peel the mask off my face.
that's a mood.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
So
I
with
hope
that,
it goes great. I'll be in touch with
Cross
everyone. I
fingers.
want to talk more about, like, we should all talk more about advancements our characters have made and stuff in more detail.
absolutely, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I need to actually write out what like Mithraya Yersinia body swap thingamajig actually
Yeah,
how it works.
gotta mod the character sheet. I kind of forget we have those.
Yeah.
We have
Okay.
you have character sheets,
Right?
I feel like Dreadfusay not having a character sheet is even more apt.
Oh no, she does.
But,
Don't
okay.
worry.
Dreadfusay does. It's funny.
In theory.
it's a mess.
Okay, I'm
Uh,
going. I love you.
Yep.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Mm.
That was so fun.
Chaos reigns. Ooh.
Oh, gods. AK, I'm so sorry.
What are you sorry for?
Oh, I just
the horny episode.
immediately did horny shit.
I wasn't going to put a brothel in the game with Nick and not like have contingencies for that.
You know what? You're right.
Like I'm not a GM that goes, oh hey, here's this thing. Oh, but don't interact with that thing and don't do anything with the thing. It's the
You're
precious thing. Like,
right.
no, like if I. So it occurs to me
It's
that
not like I
have actually
made a
run
brothel.
for this
There,
group.
it was there.
I have apologize if this gets too like wanky getting into like my own like GM history or whatnot. But I've been GMing for over a decade.
Oh yeah.
And I have learned very quickly to never put anything in a game, be it characters or settings or whatnot, that I would not be okay with having destroyed, because I've had some extremely
Yeah.
violent-minded players before.
Yeah.
I've had perfectly friendly NPCs like tortured and killed for not really any reason.
It's time.
And, like, I don't expect that of any of you guys, but it's just like I can never say where things are going to go, so I don't get too attached to these things. So it's like
That's
I put a
fair.
brothel in, I gotta expect some horny. That's okay.
Yup. Although, oh god, now I actually want. I might actually write out the story of what happened at the brothel as a fun little vignette.
It would be appropriate.
It has been a
Well,
while
that's
since
appropriate.
I've written smut. Maybe I ought to do that again.
Good opportunity.
It really is. There are There's drugs and eldritch monsters. I'm so excited. Ooh. Yes. Okay. Right. This is like the one time a week when I can raid people I follow.
yeah.
Who
Get your
shall
raid gear
I
on, we're getting
raid?
into
Anya looks like she
Right.
could use some viewers. We'll raid her. / raid Twansform.
Transform.
Twansform.
Transform.
Wait, hold on. Shit. Oh god damn it, I actually spelled it like that without meaning to. Fuck. Transform. Damn it. This is why I shouldn't be allowed to be in charge of things. All right, transform. Yes, I've got to think more like short form, more short form adventures for when I GM next. Because these
So,
are really fun. I like the idea of just like rapid firing. Like we can go to these worlds and do things in a few sessions tops.
Oh,
it's hard to do.
Yeah, I've of course had an idea for a thing that I'm tempted to do as well now for this.
Is it Twisted
And
Rails? Because I would love to do
It's
Twisted
not
Rails.
Twisted Rails, but like, I think it's your show. You get to do Twisted Rails if you want. I'll have to make up
Oh.
something on my own. Like
MacGuffin and Company does such cool shit.
That's so
All right.
good.
Anyway, Raid.
Yeah, and to be
Transform.
fair, if you really want to do Twisted Rails and you don't want to GM it yourself, I will. If you ask
Yeah.
nicely, but
Zoe, I'm too dumb of a himbo. Run the thing, please.
I mean, I don't know. It's like
I
'cause
am merely himbo.
I'm gonna try, but I know that I'm not as good at running. I've tried running NPC player characters before in a D&D setting, and it didn't work very well. That character was just nothing because I couldn't dedicate
Running
the
your
brain
own as
power
a
to them.
GM PC is a time.
Yeah.
It can sometimes be fun. Like, I normally try to balance Havelock where they're never the solution to the problem. They can always help, though.
Yeah,
That's the way I try to do
Yeah,
it.
it's a tricky thing to balance.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I have nothing but respect for people who can be like, yeah, I'm just not going to have my character in it. I like playing too much, is my problem.
Yeah.
I like playing because it's a lower mental load. It's just less training on the batteries, as it
Yeah,
were.
definitely.
But yeah, usually when I
especially
run
like that.
stuff, I don't personally do a lot of GM PCs because I'm already doing all the NPCs anyway. So my solution is like, you know what? I'm going to just have the GM characters be like colorful or fun enough that it's they're it
raid
scratches
time.
the same character itch, you know.
Be kind, all.
Bye.
The raid begins.
Take care.
The raid has begun.
It's a PvP enabled zone.
Ooh. Raid.
Raid. Fucking
I'm helping. Anyway,
sure are.
but yeah, we're off air now. We're not recording or
Nope.
anything.
Wait. Hold on.